fucking, they added stupider words in the dictionary. I know stupider's not a word either.
You're listening to the Draft in Hand podcast with your hosts, Greg, Ian, and Mark.
So Mark Mathot tweeted out earlier this week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Mark had a thought and he tweeted it out.
That the
I was like, first of
Ottawa
all,
Senators,
Mark and thought doesn't go together.
Oh, no, we know that. That the Ottawa Senators will have a much better team than the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2 to 3 years. Little did he know that it actually would only take 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. Did it work?
No. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show today. I'm Greg. Over there's Ian.
Yo.
That's Mark.
Yeah.
And this is the Draft in Hand podcast. We're recording this on, what's today's date? March 15th?
Yeah.
It's a Monday.
It's always a Monday.
So, hope everyone's...
We're doing it later today, though.
We're doing it, hey, daylight savings now, so it's still light in the sky. That's crazy. Usually we're doing this in the dark.
It's barely light.
Barely light. That's okay. That's cool. I think we need to start off the show talking about curling, as we have done, as is tradition.
For the last couple of weeks.
For the last couple of weeks. The Tim Hortons Brier, Canada's men's curling championship.
Hope they got a better sponsor next year. Oh man, this pen hits hard.
Tim Hortons, Tim Hortons is a decent sponsor, I guess. National. International. You don't have to like it. They just have to give them money.
I like Tim's. Timmy.
Did you guys watch the Tim Hortons Brier Final?
Yeah, it was very boring.
I watched the end of it.
Yeah, end of it. So I thought, as with most sports, I thought a lot of the knockout games were way more interesting than the actual final was.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the knockouts. I was watching the golf during the day.
So I mean, first of all, Glenn Howard's team skipped by Madoc because Glenn Howard was injured in a snowmobile accident at, I guess, some point this winter. So it was basically the old guys were like the third wild card team. They're
like, shit, we got to stay sober for this now?
Well, I guess maybe not at first, right? Because they come in and they're like, hey, we're doing okay. We're doing good. It's like, oh shit, we're winning. Like we're first place now. So they were doing really well throughout the whole week.
Yeah.
He's old guy. There's a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, I always saw the updated standings at the end of the day.
It's just like Howard's still at the top.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Just killing it. These young whippersnappers just think about a thing or two.
Watching Steve Stricker golf.
And
West with the last couple weeks.
So last
50-year-old.
The semifinal, it was Saskatchewan and Alberta.
Sure.
So Botcher, Alberta.
Is that Saskatchewan Dunstone?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the semifinal. Yep. So I watched the last end, but everyone thought Botcher was done. Basically, he had to make a crazy shot to get 2 points to take the win in the semifinal. So it was basically he angled in off of a guard. It was like an angle, I don't know, like a high angle raise basically, and he put it right on the dot. Huge shot. Like it was just like this is basically like this isn't gonna happen. He's got to throw it like perfect weight, perfect angle, and he did it to sit to win to make it a double Alberta final. So Cooey, wild card, one of the wild card teams.
It's funny that he's wild card and he was destroying the whole tournament too.
That's how deep it is, right? And again, just like Manitoba with the Scotties turning his hearts. Kevin Cooey, wild card and Olympic champion.
Yeah,
against Botcher. Botcher has never won the Brier, but he's finished second the last 3 years.
Yeah,
he's
runner up.
He's been winning some stuff
constantly
too.
been a bridesmaid.
Yeah, exactly it. 3 times bridesmaid. Right.
Brier's maid.
Oh my god.
Wow. I'm awful.
Yeah, Mark, you can see yourself at. After after 5 ends, it was like 1-0.
Yeah, it was a snooze fest.
Basically,
it took like 20 minutes to play.
They're playing
though.
the trap.
Well, they're all probably just swapping hammer every time, trying to get the last end hammer as well. And it's just like, okay, well, eventually someone's going to have to score a point.
But like the first 5 ends took like 45 minutes to play.
Quick.
Yeah.
Just because it was basically takeouts. So
the game was done pretty early, too.
I don't know how Cooey ran out of time almost. It was like Cooey.
Yeah. Well, he didn't until through 8 ends, he had so much time left. But then they actually started to play
in that ninth end.
really
They took forever to take those last. Like their 4 shots in that end, like their 2 vice shots and their 2
It took like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. That went all their time.
Yeah.
So it came down to I guess somebody missed on Kui's team early in the 10th end, which gave Botcher just a chance to basically
guard everything.
Perfect setup.
Yeah.
He was sitting 4 essentially.
They also had some really nice shots in that end. Like
Yep.
some like draw squeezing around like a high guard. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty yeah. The Botcher's team Alberta, they saving best to last is kind of an old saying, but like they did.
Isn't that what you do in curling anyway?
They were curling like 100%.
Well, even Kui was like
game.
curling like 93, even though he had like a couple missed shots in that game.
Yeah.
Killing it. And then it ended up they had less than a minute to think. Kui's team had less than a minute to actually think and deliver.
Yeah, they didn't have a timeout. Yeah, so they just
no timeout.
I still wanted him to just throw something.
Oh yeah, just huck it down.
I just wanted
there.
to see some rocks like jump all over the place, but like he didn't really have enough time to like think of a good strategy.
Like when you fucking hit a pool ball too hard, it just fucking explodes over the table.
Yeah. Well, there was just nothing there for him. So he didn't even throw his last rock. He needed to sit 2. They shook, gave Botcher Team Alberta.
Should have just had a battle royale with the rocks.
I mean, you should have. Ultimately, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like...
There's no fans there either, so it's not like he was there to impress anybody.
Class act, just, shake on the last... without throwing his last stone, because he needed to anyway, just to tie.
And I think Botcher was sitting like 3 or 4 at that point.
I think it was 3.
Yeah.
He had 4. I think Kui had 1 in there as well. Except he needed 2 to even tie. And there was just no way that he was going to eliminate like 2 or 3 rocks at once, just the way that they were situated. So, kind of right. A little not as exciting as some of the other matches, but at the same time, hey, it was good to have, like we said at the start, like we said a couple weeks ago with the Tournament of Hearts, just it's nice background TV, nice to have something on to watch during the day.
Yep.
Hockey news. ESPN and the NHL reach a deal, 7 years, so we get to watch Stephen A. Smith try to talk about hockey.
You mean a black puck?
Yeah, literally. Did you see that? Did you see that video?
It was the most cringiest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, yeah. So 5 things Stephen A. Smith knows about hockey. Did you watch the? Did you?
No,
see the
I didn't
video?
see it.
I saw it on Instagram.
Ian, don't waste your time.
Let me recap it for you. He understands that the Kraken exist now or soon. A couple guys wear jackets and broadcast about hockey. Someone else is a fan of the Islanders. I'm like, who the fuck? And that the puck is black. I'm like, Stephen A. Smith, this is...
Does he know there's hockey sticks?
Are you paid?
Yeah.
Just stick to your basketball.
Exactly.
And football and your takes about LeBron James, etc.
Who is this guy? I don't even know who he is.
Don't worry about it.
He's just a personality on ESPN. He's got massive hot takes on everything.
Yeah. Don't waste your time. It's fine.
Although his hot takes for hockey are going to be insanely entertaining because they're going to be so bad, they'll be funny to read for like, you'll be like, is this the fucking Onion?
Well, what they're going to be, Mark, they're going to be memes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all they're going to be. It's basically going to be like, and then the NHL's going to be like, oh, look, a guy who's talking about us. It's
like
just
he probably thinks the Buffalo Sabres are good.
We don't but we don't even get ESPN shit here, do we? On TV? Like, do we get one of their channels?
I think you can.
Well, I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not going to pay for it or anything.
No.
So do I get it in
but it just means like when you watch instead of like it doing the NBC, like, do, it's going to be like the ESPN one now.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you see that a lot because you watch...
I watch a lot more out of marketing.
Yeah, you'll watch the Flyers and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's always carried by...
So I'm going to be watching,
NBC.
probably see him more because I watch more.
Yeah.
I feel like they'll just have to hire a bunch of guys to do hockey because do they even do games right now?
No. Their last game
they
was
don't have a broadcaster for NHL hockey.
They probably had broadcasters who did hockey that switched over to baseball and shit like that.
Maybe.
They probably don't have great exclusive hockey broadcasters.
But all the NBC guys need jobs anyways, so it's like, let's get some of them.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the last ESPN game on NHL game on ESPN was like the Flames and
it was the
Bolts.
Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7, Flames Bolts. Yeah.
And everyone was like, and guess who the coach of the Calgary Flames was back then?
Who?
It's the same guy as now.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith probably still thinks he's the same coach.
And it is. It is
He
the same
probably
coach.
still thinks he's been coaching all those
Stephen A.
years.
Smith doesn't know what the Calgary Flames are. Let's be honest. So there's that.
Right.
But hey, good for the NHL.
That's,
Signing a
that's
deal.
good money.
Good money.
Yeah, hopefully
However,
the cap goes up so we
it's
can
not.
sign Hyman.
No, Gary Bettman said one of the questions he was asking us during his press conference, that he expects the cap to stay the same for the next 4 years.
Gary's Bettman lied to us before, and he's gonna lie to us again.
Okay, so
I know I'm not wrong.
I think we need to get this out of the way.
What?
Mark, you want to talk about the Buffalo Sabres?
Nope.
Not really. I want to talk about like golf before the Buffalo Sabres.
All right, okay, talk about golf. What's happened this weekend?
Oh my!
In golf?
So the players was wicked. Justin Thomas came back from I think it was 4 shots to win in the final round. But what was the most hilarious thing? Friggin' DeChambeau and Westwood I think are on the 4th or 5th hole, and friggin' DeChambeau literally fucking tops the ball, not even like 70 fucking yards. I was watching this thing live, and I'm like, yo, his ball didn't fucking go anywhere. The ball tracer didn't even pick it up going in the air. And then you see the ball tracer, like, sees the ball go, like, rolling forward. And I was like, he didn't even hit it past the ladies' team.
I can do that.
And then Westwood stands up after seeing what DeChambeau just did. Like, oh, I just have to maybe just hit a nice drive in the middle of the fairway. Get par. He fucking banana hooks a slice that, like, I've never seen banana hook before. To the right. Like, this is my natural.
So
like,
who was leading going into that last day? Was it
Westwood was up 1 on
DeChambeau? Because you said Thomas was 4 back.
Yeah.
So Westwood was in the lead.
Yeah, Westwood.
So he was 4 shots up on Thomas.
Yeah, but he was 1 up on DeChambeau.
Okay.
But they're both 1 up on each other going to this hole, so Westwood would be like licking my lips. I just gotta hit a fairway here. And he friggin' slight hook pulls it, like snap pulls it all the way to the right out of bounds.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe this just happened. I've never seen 2 pros simultaneously like look like amateurs. And then DeChambeau drops his ball because he hit it out of play. Like he didn't just like hit it like past the tees. He hit it out of play, topping it, not even past the tees.
So he was like a +3, like off the tee, basically.
And then DeChambeau's second shot after his drop, he fucking shanked it into the forest like Westwood did. I was like, 3 fucking pros just did what I do on a fucking hole. Like, I was like, oh my god, that's so much.
That's
money
not even like what we do. That's like a bad hole for us as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've never seen pros like just consecutively do it like on live TV. It's like usually you get like 2 shots of it on like an entire weekend.
Who came second though? Was it Westwood?
Westwood still finished
so
second.
he still won 1.6 million.
Yeah, he still won 1.6 million. DeChambeau finished 3rd or 4th. But it was just like, man, I've never seen pros consecutively
Thomas won 2.7 million for a weekend of golf.
Man, that's a lot of GameStop.
I think it's the highest winning purse ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Why?
Because just the type of like how much whatever the purse is in the tournament, whatever the PGA.
Yeah, I'm just wondering like what the purpose
because the players tournament is ran by the PG, like it's like a PGA exclusive tournament. So I think the PGA ups the purse so it gets more of its own like golfers into it.
Oh, they want to attract a bigger.
So like the purse at the Masters
body
is completely different than the purse at the thing, and the purse
course.
at the U.S. Open, because that's run by the U.S. Golf Association, is completely different than the players because it's ran by it's all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're independent bodies.
They're in. Yeah,
they I guess they set their own purse. They're unique.
That's why they're all so
pool.
special. That's why they're trying to make this players into a new, like the 5th major for golf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which would be sick.
So Thomas won.
Thomas won. It was good for him too, because his grandpa passed away a month ago and shit like that. He's going through some personal bullshit as well.
Yeah. Chance to refocus.
Just get fucking good again and make another good golfer, make the sport more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Sabres are trash. I think they went 0-3 again
Buffalo
this week.
Sabres. Okay, I'll do Buffalo Sabres.
Did they go 0-3 again this week? 0-4?
I'm going to assume yes.
They haven't won in a while. Let's check.
All right. Well, Mark checks. Okay, so I read a story earlier this week.
I actually tried not to pay attention to them this week, and they still ended up just being memed everywhere, and I couldn't stop but laugh.
They're in the news everywhere.
Like, I forced myself to try not to find bad things to say about them, and the internet just loved to just like show them.
10 straight losses.
Wow.
So no, they didn't win at all this week.
2 of those are OT losses, though. So they still got 2 points.
They still lost.
That's like it's called.
But yeah,
Sabres
you're bad.
win.
And then sorry, I go back to your article.
Okay, sorry. The article that I read, because let's start off the ice for a minute here. So the Sabres, I guess the state of New York allows them to open up the stands, open up the arena to about 2,000 fans this past week.
Oh yeah, I read this story. Yeah.
Okay, and?
So of course you have to send it to season ticket holders first. Season ticket holders of the Buffalo Sabres and any other team would get first crack at those 2,000
of course
tickets.
they should. Of course they should.
So when the tickets, when people started seeing the tickets, blocks of tickets go up for sale to the public,
you knew
how many all of those season ticket holders, there were less than 2,000 ticket holders, season ticket holders said no, I'm not watching this trash.
You want to know what a big portion of those season ticket holders probably are though?
What?
Canadians.
That's true. That probably can't get there. You're not wrong. Oh, you're not absolutely not wrong. Yes, that's totally correct. But you're trying to tell me that 2,000 hockey fans from Buffalo,
yeah, I know,
weren't gonna be like, yeah, I'll go to a game.
Did they still sell out?
No.
What?
No.
That's a fucking joke.
Buffalo Sabres.
Well, the one thing that the one season ticket holder said is like, I'm not going to buy these tickets because they're more than I would pay for them if I bought my season ticket.
I would have still have gone. I don't care that I'm seeing Buffalo. I just want to see whoever Buffalo's playing, and it's just to go.
The prices that the tickets were being sold for was face value as opposed to season seat holder value, which is much less per game. So
it's not even like they devalued the ticket.
No, they bumped the ticket price up.
Yeah, it's not even like they kept it scale for regular people.
I think it was like they were selling them for $90 or something as opposed to the 50.
His ticket was like 51. Usually his season ticket holder per game price was $51 a seat, and they were bumping it up to 91 because they were just going to do the regular.
Wow!
But the Buffalo Sabres season ticket holders are like, fuck this.
I would have gone just to go to see
do something.
I think they played Philly in that time. I think they might have played Philly. No, I don't think they played Philly last week.
So are they still doing that now? Or like every game is there 2,000 fans?
I don't know.
1,970 something. I thought it was alarming that. I mean, you see some of these other buildings.
Yeah, but what's going to happen when it's
sparsely filled? But at least there's people going and they can sell tickets and make something.
That means when it's full capacity. That means like. Fucking, they can't sell enough they can't sell out 2,000 people.
They couldn't sell their season ticket holder base said, I'm not watching this.
But then
crap.
they couldn't sell enough to the general public.
I don't know if they didn't sell it to the general public.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm sure they reached their thing eventually, but the fact that it went to their season ticket holders, I know. That's unprecedented.
That's astonishing.
Imagine like the Leafs, just because we're in Toronto.
Did
imagine
Arizona
the Leafs did that.
Sell out?
I have no idea. I would imagine that they're doing okay, but this thread was on the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, I know it's always nice to smack them when they're down, but I know there's some bad teams that end in the NHL get bad attendance.
They're smacking themselves.
Yeah, I know. They're just also smacking themselves.
Their fan base is saying enough of this bullshit. And then Mark shared an article with us this afternoon. It was
just a clip out of an article.
It was from a Buffalo Sabres newspaper.
Yeah, sourced on Reddit, but they're apparently ranked 32 of 32 teams in the NHL.
They ranked
one behind Seattle.
So hold on, it was a power ranking list.
Yeah,
the Buffalo Sabres
we're ranked below a team that only exists on paper right now.
Yeah. So the Buffalo Sabres, a Buffalo newspaper ranked the Buffalo Sabres 32nd in the NHL in terms of power ranking. At 30 was the Detroit Red Wings. At 31 in the power rankings, I can't remember what paper this was.
I don't know.
The Buffalo Times.
We'll call it the Buffalo Sports Paper of Buffalo.
And 31 was the Seattle Kraken, who they said this team does not exist yet. And then 32, they had the Buffalo Sabres in their power rankings.
Sure.
And they have comments after like each of the teams as well.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And
that's
so
as power rankings
after
do.
Buffalo's team, a circus act that deserves to be below a yet to start expansion team.
What's their comment they have for the Kraken?
Bettman hopeful opening night in October will be in front of a full house.
Oh my God, that's even holy shit! That's a double burn.
That's the bar.
That's a double burn from the friggin' not selling out to the tickets.
Yeah,
that's a double burn.
I didn't think about that way. That's hilarious.
Major ouchie, bro.
Get that writer get him writing for a better team. He doesn't deserve to write for the Sabres, man.
Get him out of there.
That humor does not. Buffalo Sabres fans do not deserve that humor.
Well, the fans do.
Well,
The team doesn't.
do.
The team doesn't deserve that coverage.
All right, they can keep him. He's the only thing they got.
Well, they don't have Jack Eichel, that's for sure. There are rumors that he might be out for the year with whatever
so you can't
upper
even trade
body
him now.
injury. Yeah, I mean,
well, you could
hypothetically. But there's multiple sources, but if Jack Eichel's out for the year, I mean, maybe Jack Eichel's just like, I'm not stressing myself coming back to play for this dumpster fire.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna play. Get the coach fired. Let's go on for next year.
So, I mean, if I were him too, instead of rushing to be back and maybe play, I don't know how hurt he is. Nobody really does at this point. Come back and play maybe in a month at the end of the year, just meaningless games. Yeah, you want to play. You're being paid. You're a competitor. I get it. That all those things are going through his mind, but a little part of him must be saying, I think a part of him saying is, what the fuck is the point? What the fuck is the point? Yeah. Anything else to add on the Sabres? I don't really know. I mean, 10 straight losses. That's pretty rough. How many games do they have? How many more games do they have left, Ian? How many more losses do they have left, Ian?
They have 30 games left, so about
30 more losses.
Probably 26 losses.
Oh my god.
Yeah, how many more times they got to play Philly?
I don't know.
That'll be their wins.
Well, up until this past week, the Pittsburgh Penguins hadn't played them. The Penguins hadn't played the Sabres or the Devils until
so they had a
week.
Hard schedule up until this point.
Yeah, they're playing everyone else. So I mean, don't be surprised if the Penguins go on a bit of a run just simply because of strength of schedule.
Because they get to play Buffalo. Well, no, they're not really going on a run right now, but.
No, I think they're 7-3 in their last 10. The Pens are. I'm not looking at the standings. I should put up the standings here.
I thought they were 5-5.
I think Boston's 5-5.
Oh, okay. With stupid yellow team.
The yellow and black.
No, they're
teams.
on a 5-win streak, so they've won their last 5.
Here, let's pull it up here.
I've got it right here.
As a Monday. Oh, 5 wins. Yeah, and 7-3 in the last 10 games are the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where the Bruins are 500.
Yeah.
So are the Flyers and Rangers.
Flyers are 4-4-2.
Crosby's up to a point per game. Gensel's just under. Malkin's at 22 and 27 games played.
Been heating up, actually.
They're finally their guys are finally at the top of their scoring.
Good.
Letang's fourth.
Good. Can you look at can you pull up Tristan Jarry's stats over the last little bit?
I can pull them up for the season, not last. I guess I could click on them, see game log.
You know what?
I got it. What do you want to see?
Just give me his stats over the past, let's say month.
Oh, I can't do that.
No. I got it.
You want to do the last 30 days
I got
in
it.
fantasy or something?
Yeah, that's what I did. I gone done it. 2.5 goals against. His goals against average is 2.49 over the past 30 days, which is over the past month.
Pretty good.
Averaging about 29 saves a game. Save percentage 921 in the past month.
Yeah, that's solid.
Tristan Jarry. There you go.
Yeah, Boston's got fans in their game right now.
Back up to 85% owned in Yahoo leagues. Damn, I didn't realize he was doing that well over the past 30 days. Good for that. Hey, so Sabres, there you go.
I mean, they've won 5 in a row.
Won 5 in a row, yeah, but I mean, back up to I thought he might be like a 9, maybe a 9-10, like a 9-21. Good for him. But don't look now. The New York Islanders, who none of us had to make the playoffs,
are first in the league.
I didn't have the Islanders in?
9 wins.
Oh, I didn't.
Let me check. I don't think you did. I know we talked about them being one of those teams that could be sneaky good. I remember you said you liked them.
No, you definitely would have had Boston, Pittsburgh, Capitals, and Flyers.
But 9 wins in a row. The New York Islanders, without...
No, I didn't have the Islanders.
Without their captain.
Well, their captain has just gone 2 games.
He just went out.
Yeah.
They're on a 9-win streak as well.
I don't know where it is. I can't find it.
Whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think we had him, but I know we said that they sort of...
Yeah, losing Lee really sucks for both my fantasy teams.
And the New York Islanders.
Fuck the New York Islanders. It's good for the rest of the teams in that division. Not good for my fantasy team.
Yes, that's what people care about.
That's what I care about.
Marcus.
And I hope he recovers healthy and quickly.
And the...
AKA by playoffs.
Speaking of win streaks, the Carolina Hurricanes, too... They're on fire. They're 8-2 in their last 10. 8 wins in a row. first place in the Central Division, 1 point ahead of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida Panthers. Those guys are killing it. Those three
are
teams,
just up there.
Those three teams are running away with it right now.
It's kind of like the Canadian division, actually. Like Toronto Jets and Oilers, I feel like have a nice gap.
Yep. Have you guys had a chance to watch the? I know we've watched the Florida Panthers recently. Did you get a chance to watch Tampa Bay this afternoon?
Yeah.
How did they look? I know they lost to
Tampa. Looks
Preds.
really good. McElhinney letting a couple goals. Braden Point made a stupid play. The puck was like 5 feet over his head, and the guy was like doing a little flip clear. Frederick and Braden Point like has his stick overhead and tries to chop it like it's a fucking sword. Like just slows down the puck so it doesn't get all the way down the ice as the Pred player's chasing it, so it slows it down enough so he gets a breakaway in on McElhinney and scores.
Oh, nice.
It was like such a dumbass play by like Point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for Point.
Holy shit. Guy had 4 points on Nashville today. Got to put him on my fantasy watch list.
Who is that?
You gonna tell us
Not telling you. I can't even say the guy's name.
Sissons?
No, it's Yarncroc.
Oh, Kelly Yarncroc?
Kelly Yarncroc.
He had a pretty good game.
I was close at least.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he's been
butcher
on the
that too
Preds for a
bad.
while, man. He's been there for a while. He might be one of the guys that isn't traded.
Yeah, Ekholm had a good game. I watched him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? How did he look? Who did he remind you of? Who's he comparable to in your
Nobody really.
in your
He
mind?
just didn't really fuck up. I
That's
was like, he's playing Tampa. Tampa's out shooting them. He didn't really fuck up, so like, it's pretty good.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
He didn't fuck up. That's a good game.
Defensemen like that, I don't really compare him to anybody. I don't really like compare defensemen to anybody because all defensemen are unique in their own way.
Well, I mean, you can say that about everybody. Then we're just talking.
Forwards are just easier because you can compare like forwards because they score more.
This
They
guy's
all
a
have
playmaker. This guy's a
scoring-
scorer. This guy goes
Yeah.
into the corners.
Defenseman, I was
This
just
guy
like,
has
he's
a
good at,
shot.
like-
This guy doesn't.
Wouldn't compare him to Muzzin because Muzzin's a better skater, but like
Yeah, Muzzin's a better skater. So dial down the skating, but increase the offense a little bit from Jake Muzzin, and that's sort of what I would consider Ekholm. He's not as
it's what I mean. I can't.
he's not
really
a
compare,
specialist
like,
at
yeah.
anything.
No, he's not a specialist at anything by any means. They're like
solid across
he's just
the
solid
board and
across the
everything.
board. It's just like Muzzin might have higher stats in something else in NHL, where Ekholm has higher stats in something else where they're lower.
Well, there you go. We're comparing him to somebody.
Yeah,
somebody who, because a lot of the people that listen to us have watched the Leafs. They know who Jake Muzzin is.
Like I like, yeah.
Ekholm will score more goals than Jake Muzzin. He'll take more shots, but he's also given a little bit more offensive opportunity on the Nashville Predators. The forwards aren't going to score, so fuck the defense better, or someone's got to. And if it weren't for Roman Josi, I think he'd be on the top D pair in Nashville. Not nearly as good as Roman Josi, obviously.
I don't think he's that good.
Well, he'd be the top left-handed defenseman, but he's.
But I don't think he's nearly a top pair defenseman.
I think he would be on some lower top on a lower end pair, a lower end top pair. He'd be a top pair defenseman in a league. He's easily a top
I think
four.
it just depends.
I don't know. I
who's-
put Brody at like the bottom echelon, and he's not nearly as good as Brody.
Not nearly.
It really-
as moving
I think
the
it really
puck or
depends-
anything
No,
that.
like a lot of things that Brody does.
He's
I
more
feel like
physical.
it really compares or matters who he's playing with as well.
Being physical doesn't always mean you're effective being a defenseman. Brody's just all around more effective, and I Brody at like the bottom tier of like top first tier to first line defenseman.
A lot of
Ekholm just doesn't break that threshold for me.
Sure.
a lot of first line defensemen don't play like their best two defensemen though.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm calling like Brody a bottom tier
I
first
think
line
he's
defenseman.
mid to higher.
Doesn't put up enough points for me.
Yeah, well, if you're putting
he's
points
almost elite
into it,
defensively.
yeah, that's what I mean. He's a defenseman. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about as a defenseman. I'm not talking about him in fantasy. I would never pick him
Oh
up.
God, no! I'm not talking about a fantasy either. I'm talking about it as a defenseman.
Yeah, I don't think you need to put up. I don't think you need to put up points to be a top pair defenseman per se.
Yeah,
I feel like it just
confidence.
depends on the role and the deployment, and I feel like people, because I know traditionally, yeah, top pair defenseman. Okay, you got to put up like 50 points, or if you're a high end guy, you're gonna put up 60 points as a top pair defenseman.
Yeah.
A low end top pair defenseman, maybe you're in like the 40-point range.
You remember Ron Hainsey like 10 years ago, where he was kind of like a
When he
point
was
guy.
good.
The
I kind of like
Thrashers.
Dan Hamhuis. I kind of look like Ekholm, kind of like those kind of guys.
Dan Hamhuis is kind of maybe a nice comparison. Dan Hamhuis was a pretty smooth skater though.
That's what I like. Yeah, a bit. Like,
Yeah.
kind of played that like exact same role though.
Sort of like does everything.
Yeah.
does everything
Throw him out on the
above average.
Somebody gets hurt, now you got a penalty kill. He fucking goes out there. Somebody gets hurt on power play guy gets hurt. Now he's got to fucking do power play.
Yeah.
Like he's a jack of all trades and a master of none, basically.
That's a good way to put it. And that's exactly what he is. Yeah. And but that's exactly why we'll talk about this later. That's exactly why I think a lot of teams could use a guy for 3 and 3 quarters.
For 3 1/4, but he'd be hard to hold on your team because you got to keep him.
Yep.
No, you're gonna have to re-sign him after that, right?
No, the Kraken can take him from you this year.
Well, yeah. That's gonna be hard to picture each team. Like, who are they holding on to?
Right.
We got to go through that at one point.
Oh yeah. Well, that's down the road.
Summer. That's
maybe summer
later. Project.
Yeah.
The teams get certain chopped out in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. We definitely got to do that though down the line. That'll be a nice little. We'll pick our own Kraken team and just see how big of a mess we can make it.
Yeah, see how bad all of ours is. Just like when everybody tried to make ones for the Knights.
Oh my gosh! Nobody expected the Florida Panthers to give them 2 players.
Nobody expected Minnesota to give them 2 players too.
Oh my god! The Minnesota fans didn't. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Here's Alex Tuck and Eric Holla.
For free!
For free?
What? Okay. You just have to take Clayton Stoner. Okay. We'll trade him to Anaheim for nothing.
Because he was free.
What a mess. It's amazing.
Hey, Minnesota's doing better now, though.
Yeah, how's Minnesota doing?
They won their last 4.
Did you watch Minnesota, Mark?
I watched him quite a bit. Kaprizov is a fucking
we were watching that one game
He's got the
earlier in the
hattrick.
week. Yeah. It's just, was that Kirill again? Did the exact same fucking move on his first 2 goals, too.
Cut out from behind the net, cut right out to the high slot, spin, shoot short side.
Yeah.
On those inside edges, hard on the inside edges.
And he was around a stick on both of them, on both those shots,
yeah,
too.
But now he's just going to get the goalie and defenseman biting that play, and then he's just going to snipe far side now.
Then he's just going to pull it in.
He's going to get the goalie, most goalies, he's going to get the goalie blocker now because they're going to be reaching.
Yeah.
It's like...
Hey, watch that play.
It's like, hey, he shoots short side glove on this one, and then nope, far blocker. Fuck me.
Good. Oh, yeah. I keep telling people when I'm coaching, I'll try to tell people it's like when you're shooting the puck, think of it like a pitcher. You don't want to throw the same pitch every time. You don't want to always be going high glove. You don't want to always be because those elite shooters, goalies know who you are.
Yeah.
Goalies know who you are, and some
Ovechkin is like an anomaly to this thing.
Yeah. So same with
Matthews.
Well, I was gonna say like
Stamkos.
Same with Kershaw.
Oh. Different
pitchers.
sport.
Like I'm gonna throw whatever I want.
You know what? I'm gonna go.
You're gonna know.
I'm gonna go prime Mark Burley, because that guy couldn't break 90 miles an hour.
Well, Ovechkin can though.
But you know what I mean. But Burley literally through batting practice to major league hitters, and they couldn't touch him.
Okay, but like who shoots that soft and can score on the regular basis though?
Oh, I know. But that's what I say. The pinpoint accuracy of his pitches is like a pinpoint accuracy of the hard shot.
You need to if you're one of those elite shooters, and I know Phil Kessel did this a lot, and I don't know if he still does. He plays in Arizona where offense goes to die, but Phil Kessel would come down and he'd snap the puck
along the ice 5-hole.
No.
Put it anywhere.
He'd put it high. He'd go high, and then he'd go low. Wouldn't it be his first shot of the game would be low?
Yeah, I know.
But you'd have to see that huge stick flex, and everything in his body posture, everything in his release would tell you that the puck is going high again, and it goes straight along the ice.
And you look like a bozo.
And the goalie looks like a bozo. Because,
yeah, he did that so many times. That was awesome.
Because he sets up that shot later in the game.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing that I think a lot of people didn't appreciate and don't appreciate about Phil Kessel.
That's what I loved about
Kessel. Watch Phil Kessel now. I don't watch the Arizona Coyotes now, but I know when he played for the Leafs and when he played for the
Penguins on those cup runs.
Man, he was really good. And yeah, he
should have won that Conn Smythe.
Burn goalies by setting himself up later in the game.
It's deceptive.
Yeah.
It's like a changeup.
Well,
no, it's not really a changeup. It's a changeup in this fact that it's different.
Yeah. It's more like yeah, it has the same effect as a changeup or a curveball, in that the ball looks like it's coming up high, it's coming up, nope, and now it's going somewhere else.
It's like, fuck, the guy froze me 0-2.
Yeah, and if the shooter, and Phil did this really well.
You done on your tangent? Can we talk about Minnesota again?
If the Leafs
like 3-minute tangent.
If the Leafs could have paired him up with somebody that just gave him a few more looks a game.
You mean a healthy Joffrey Lupul?
Maybe, you know what I mean? The same way that the Penguins, because he just got a couple more looks a game, a couple more open looks.
Yeah, well, the Penguins had more good players.
Yeah, well, that's the sport. That's how sports work, and they did it, and good for them. So that's why he's not getting the same success on Arizona, just because he would always set those goals up ahead of time.
Yeah, so watching Minnesota, apparently they have the highest scoring defense score in the league.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not too surprising.
That? I think they just
it's just consistent all across the board, man.
Yeah,
I think
there's nobody.
Four of their defensemen have over 10 points or something.
Yeah.
Brodin's 14. Dumba's 11. Is Victor? No, he's forward.
He's a center. Victor Aska's a center.
Yeah, I only see the two guys.
I think they have the highest scoring defense score in the league, like points total. So that might not be goals.
Yeah, but it's just everyone's getting points. Like Cedar's got 7.
And this Eriksson Ek kid is fucking breaking out.
Yeah,
he looks like a fucking force, dude.
Is he a top line?
He's their first line center. He's playing for first line minutes for the center spot. He might not be their first line center on all the websites, but he is their first line true first line center.
I think we looked this up last week actually. Here, I'll look this up.
But a guy like Bukestad's having a nice recovery year.
Zuccarello is unreal
after having a few down
coming
years.
Back in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Zuccarello had a down year last year. He's bouncing back.
He's got 18 points in 15 games.
Yeah.
Jeez. I didn't think he was doing that well.
I'm honestly this Kaprizov is one of the most exciting kids I've watched in a while.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to watch.
Well, he's not really a kid because he's 24, but
yeah,
right.
Well, he's a kid.
He's
to the
watching
NHL.
Panarin come into the NHL again and just slay after slaying the KHL. He's like, my time in the K is done. I come and kill.
And to a lesser extent, Kubalik.
Who's Kubalik?
Chicago.
Oh, Dominic Kubalik.
Kubalik's mad young though, isn't he? Kubalik's 21.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
But regardless, he came in from the KHL, killing it, just like Kaprizov. That's the comparison I was trying to make. And so, they got Rask, Kaprizov, and Zuccarello on the top line. And Ryan Hartman is at Jordan Greenway and Kevin Fiala. Yeah, I mean, Kevin Fiala's decent. Got them from Nashville. Greenway, Mark, you were talking about Greenway a couple weeks ago.
Greenway's been pretty good on fantasy. Well, not the last couple weeks because they've had harder matchups. He's been a more defensive role in their matchups, but...
Yeah, I think they were playing Vegas and shit recently.
He was in a more defensive role in those matchups, but he still had pretty good games when I was watching.
Yeah, the last 2 games was against Vegas.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. They hadn't played Vegas or they hadn't played St. Louis.
Oh, sorry. Their last 2 were Coyotes.
Lankinen, their goalie? Or
no,
who's their goalie? The Finn.
Yeah, Kakinen.
Kakinen, he's fucking good.
He's been killing it.
And Talbot coming back is good too. They both have good numbers. Both their goalies. It's a nice tandem they have there.
Helps with their good defense score too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's probably it as well. But Kakinen's got a 219 goals against and a 922 save percentage. That's on the year too.
Yeah, and they still got the slickest jerseys in the NHL.
Which one's
all of them?
I like their reverse retros.
They look like Humboldt jerseys.
Yeah, that's the game we were watching.
They had the yellow and the numbers make them look like the Humboldt.
The yellow green.
Yeah. I've always kind of liked Cam Talbot. Ever since he was on the Rangers, I feel like he just
when he
just got shit on in Edmonton and Calgary.
Both those teams did not really help him out.
I feel like both those goalies haven't really helped out the goalies they've had on their teams recently either.
Yeah, I think the team. I think it's a team. I think it's a team, guys.
Minnesota though, that playing a bit more defensive style. Not
even a defensive style. They just got 6 really good defensemen on their backcourt.
Yeah, but I mean. Their forwards, they help them out more than
a lot of other teams do.
Fire wagon hockey that
rely on McDavid and Draisaitl scoring 8 goals a game.
Or you just have the Leaf guys just watching people shoot the puck into the net.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, but Talbot
happens a couple times.
Yeah, I was kind of watching him, so I'm glad he's having a good year. I'm glad he's
but I remember
sort of bouncing back.
When he was with the Rangers, he broke out. It started at 10-1 or something.
They just couldn't hold on to him because they had Lundqvist and he was still in his prime
with the Ghostbusters mask.
Yeah, is that what he wore?
I think he had a Ghostbusters mask. yeah. He was the guy. And it's a while. It's so many teams ago now that people might have forgotten. But he was pushing Henrik Lundqvist a little bit, not really for the starting job. He was the first
one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, before the Georgiev.
And what's funny right now is Kincaid going to just today. Kincaid, they're so screwed with the goaltending spot right now because I think Shesterkin's hurt and Georgiev's not playing well, or it's one of the other way around, Kincaid's in net now.
For the Rangers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Kincaid got a shutout against Boston their last game, and now he started
number
tonight.
3 goalie.
Yeah. I was like,
Shit, eh?
wow. I did not expect this happening at the start of the year.
Damn. Yeah, it's kind of
Where was Kincaid before?
New Jersey.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because he's still in his hockey and his face fantasy guy on Yahoo. He still has the red
Still
jersey.
got the red
on.
jersey.
His profile
That
picture.
confuses the hell out of me on when if they don't update what they look like. Oh, I'm like, he's on this team. I almost pick him up like, no.
Read, Mark. Read. Silly Mark. He plays in the KHL now.
Yeah, but I like pictures better than reading.
That's why I didn't pick up for Verhaeghe earlier. Because
Florida's guy?
I was like, oh, he's on Tampa. I'm going to pick him up. And then I read him. He's on Florida. Florida is not going to be that good
Top
this year.
line,
I should have
Florida.
fucking picked him up.
Yeah, top line on Florida. Him and Mason Marchment were
he's
playing
been-
on Barkov's wing.
He's
Yeah.
been a little slower recently, but like before that, he was doing really well.
Well, we
Verhaeghe.
know the Marchments, and I think I was telling you about this.
Not on the podcast, though.
No, but a couple weeks ago or
Our
last
fans
week or
haven't
whatever.
heard this.
He said when the Marlies signed Marchment as the free agent, undrafted free agent,
Yes.
a few years ago or
Sure.
whatever.
Yep.
Jennifer Botterill, the skating coach, basically
No. What's her name?
the skating coach.
Mhm.
What's her name?
Yes.
Something.
Yes. Okay, I'll think of it. You keep telling the story.
Yeah. So basically, they're the skating coach, Barb
nothing?
Underwood.
Yeah, Underwood.
There you go.
Underhill.
Underhill.
All three
Took
of
a
us
couple,
couldn't
took
think
a
of it at the
couple.
same time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So she apparently, because Mason's skating was apparently terrible, but she
it was.
turned him into an NHL caliber skater, and that's how he got the call up to the Leafs and made it as playing top line on Florida right now.
earned an NHL contract,
Yeah.
not with the Leafs, but he earned
an
used
NHL
the Marlies
contract.
to earn an NHL contract with the Florida Panthers. And say what you want about the Florida Panthers, but they are in first. They're 1 point out of first place.
Yeah.
They're right there with the Hurricanes and
Well, a
the
win tonight puts him in first.
and the Tampas.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
and remember that guy that Score said you should trade?
Huberto
Jonathan
Hubert.
Huberto, 32
Yeah.
points in 27 games. Yeah, we should trade that guy.
stonks to the mooney, and you always sell high, bud. Always
But it's
sell
also
high.
seeing like a kind of like a family friend son like doing well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where did you play his minor hockey?
I think Uxbridge.
Uxbridge, eh?
Yeah.
So just outside the GT, just
Yeah.
north of Toronto, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, his birthplace is Uxbridge.
Brian.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Brian's a scout for the Sharks now.
Oh, is that where he finished his career?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Or he spent a
defenseman.
big part, dirty defenseman.
Yeah, good. Back when those guys.
Back when those guys were allowed to do what they did.
It was their league. Yeah. Yeah, Mason's not quite the same. He's I know what, when we went to a whole whack of Marley's games, he was a pretty good player, man. He was never a top line Marley, third line, but you noticed him out there.
Yeah.
He was a big guy. You're right. His
He's a wrecking
skating-
ball.
His skating was awful
His
when he
skating
first
was
joined the Marlies. But
atrocious.
The Score has him at 6'4", 220, so he's a really big guy.
It's a big fella. Jeez. Do you guys any other teams, or you guys want to talk about the Leafs right now?
talking about the Leafs.
Hold
Well,
on,
do
hold
you
on.
know Flyers?
Wait,
Wanna talk
wait.
about the Flyers?
No, one
No, I do not
one
wanna talk
thing
about the
first.
Flyers.
One thing first.
Yeah.
Detroit beat Tampa this week. That's it.
Did you did you get to watch the Red Wings game?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I'm
have you watched one Red Wing game this year?
Oh yeah, I've watched a couple. I just normally turn it off after.
You drink heavily during.
No, don't drink heavily during. Just get really pissed off what I'm looking at and like.
What? Who can a Red Wings fan watch on the team?
Chronic.
Cider in the German league.
Yeah.
So don't watch at not don't tune in at 7:00. Tune in at 3 a.m. or
Yeah.
wherever the fuck.
Whatever team he's on, go watch him.
It's a green team. I think it's a green and white
Yeah.
based on the highlights.
They're
I've
first place
seen.
in the German league too, I think.
Hronik, I guess, is the only guy.
He's Detroit's leading scorer. He doesn't have a goal. He's got 15.
Is he really? He doesn't have a goal and he leads Detroit.
Guys,
in points?
He's got 15
Guys.
points.
Hold on. Can we compare the Detroit Red Wings points to the Buffalo Sabres points?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah, that's
Someone pull up Boston or Buffalo.
Mark. Can you pull up Buffalo? The Sabres points.
Hronik's first at 15. Then you got Mantha at 14. Larkin at 13.
A, B, C. There's Buffalo.
Bobby Ryan at 13. Fabry at 11.
What are Bobby Ryan's point totals?
Bobby Ryan's got 6 goals, 7 assists in 28 games.
Olofsson has 19 and 26. Reinhardt is 19 and 26.
19 points in 26? Yeah, so
Sorry, who's leading the
They have
Sabres?
more.
Olofsson
with
19 and 26, and Reinhardt is 19 and 24. Eichel's got 18 and 21.
So their point totals are better.
Yeah, because you're
18 points, 21
clearly
games.
scoring more goals.
Then the
Well, they're losing 4-0 to the Capitals right now. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
They have 8 shots on goal, and it's almost the end of the second period.
Jeez. Good stuff.
Can I just commentate play-by-play as the game is going on in the third period?
Well, people are listening to this on Tuesday, and they'll be like, "Well, that game's over."
What if we have Buffalo Sabres fans listening again, and they just I don't want to make anybody commit suicide.
Oh my god, please no. The Sabres fans know, man. Sabres fans know their team's bad. It's gonna be okay.
PTSD is a thing, though.
Mark, where? All right, so when Mark comes back, Ian, where are the Buffalo Sabres going to draft? Are they going to get the first overall pick? Is it going to slide to second?
No, it'll be a team just outside of the playoffs again that'll get if they don't change the draft lottery. It's going to be a team just outside of the fucking playoffs who get the first overall.
Yeah, Philly's going to miss the playoffs.
A team that doesn't need a first overall pick. I don't know what the draft pool is this year, but it's going to be someone stupid. Detroit's going to bump 3 spots again as well.
Okay, just for fun, I'm going to guess that the Buffalo Sabres are going to draft 3rd.
So that means 2 people. No.
I think they'll draft 3rd.
Yeah, so that means 2 people
overall.
move up on them.
Yeah. Do you guys want to pick a number? I'm just picking a number just for fun.
Can I say they draft behind Seattle somehow?
They trade their draft pick.
Is that possible? I guess it's possible.
They trade their draft pick.
So
They
Mark's
accidentally
behind
trade
Seattle.
their draft pick to draft behind Seattle.
So Seattle drafts ahead of the Sabres.
I'm just saying, of all the things to happen to Buffalo this year.
Okay, that's a good. You want to?
I don't know if it's possible, but
Ian,
I already told you they're not drafting first.
They're not drafting first.
It's going to be 2nd, 3rd, or 4th.
Are they drafting behind Detroit?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Detroit's not moving up on anyone. Oh, so are you saying is Buffalo going to finish in front of Detroit? I think Buffalo's still going to finish in front of Detroit.
Who will draft higher, Ian, this draft? Detroit? After the draft
Detroit
lottery. Detroit will draft higher than the Sabres?
Yeah, because they're going to be lower in the standings.
Gotcha. Anything else on the NHL? Mark, you don't want to talk about the Flyers? Don't want to talk about Flyer stuff?
There's no update from last week.
No update from the Flyers from Mark. There is a team, though, that has done really well the past week, and that's the Toronto Maple Leafs.
They were shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they still got 3 points in 4 games, but
the Winnipeg Jets. Let's talk about the Jets for a sec here. The Winnipeg Jets took 5 of 6 from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I thought that Hellebuyck was unbelievable. I know a lot of people coming into this past season thought that Hellebuyck had a lot of luck go his way last year. Made a lot of saves that he probably shouldn't have.
It's not luck after watching that fucking game the other night.
It's not luck if you're doing it in a second year in a row.
He shouldn't have made those saves because the body shouldn't be able to react to shit that fucking fast.
Well, 90% of his saves made before a shot's taken.
Well,
so either the Leafs are telegraphing the pucks.
No, they're using signals. You hear the trash cans.
Yeah, man. You didn't. Fuck yeah. They're fucking cheating.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Some of his movement is just ridiculous.
Hellebuyck can see their controller moves before they do them.
He's screen looking.
Yeah.
Fucking screen looker. Yeah, he played out of his mind on that Tuesday game.
Those were insane performances, but I hope those were just random godlike games.
But you even brought it up how differently Winnipeg played as soon as Boissois was in net. They played a lot more defensively. They played like a sit back and let the Leafs fuck up kind of game.
Well, maybe the Leafs should have watched that game because they sure as hell needed to play that way with fucking Hutchison in net the next fucking day.
Well, yeah, 2 goals and 3 shots in 7 minutes in?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, that was against Ottawa, wasn't it?
That was against Ottawa. So watching the Jets, yeah, you could definitely tell that they tightened the bolts on their defense for that 3rd game. And you know that Paul Maurice wouldn't have loved watching the game tape. The coaching staff from the Jets wouldn't have liked watching that game tape, watching their goaltender basically steal a point
on Tuesday.
For them. On Tuesday. That Austin Matthews move was incredible.
Oh,
but at the same time,
he's the only person who that's the only way you're going to beat Hellebuyck, though.
Yeah,
you got to do something more nasty.
He pulled that so fast.
You have to do something more nasty than he is, and that's hard to do.
I commentated as that was happening. I'm he's going forehand, backhand. There we go. That's just based on his knowing his wrist injury, and knowing that, but also just how Hellebuyck was reacting to the plays. any release that Matthews took.
You're not going to score a straight shot on him
exactly.
at that point.
You need to just get him to bite.
Yeah, you had to get him in close.
When the goalie's on, man, and he's just reading everything.
It kind of sucks that he lost that game, but
yeah, worst. But hey, stole a point.
Yeah,
those add up. Those count at the end of the year. Doesn't matter how you got him, right? How many points are in the bank, and after that Edmonton series, the Leafs just really haven't looked the same.
Well, they got time off right now, though.
Since they've been called a juggernaut.
Bad games, though. Like, they were never as good as those games against Edmonton, and they're never as bad as these games.
Shit refing, too.
No. Oh,
God, don't even fucking get me started. That fucking slash against Riley that wasn't called. Like, I heard, like, you heard a... It's not like you heard... It was like a... You heard the stick, like the fucking stick breaking.
Well, there's only 6 guys on the ice skating around, so...
It's not like it's hard for the ref to fucking see it.
No.
And the puck, like, holy shit.
No, yeah. Batman's just like, hey, make these games interesting.
The opposing player stopped playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the admission of guilt right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't over. That was right before the goal. Yeah. So Riley
that's what I mean. If the Winnipeg player didn't stop playing, Matthews probably would have never got the chance because Winnipeg would have never lost possession.
Well, Matthews and Marner held it down on their hands and knees almost for a good 10 seconds. Not really 10 seconds.
Well, Riley just dipped to go get a fucking...
he's like,
BRB guys.
He's like, there's no point, but that's like, yeah, move. You're down, but like, you're going to be just down the whole time, so there's no point to just sit there. Go get a fucking stick.
I was surprised it was Riley that came back. I thought it was going to be somebody fresh.
Riley was pretty fresh, though.
I guess. I still thought it was... Anyway.
Also, he's pissed off. I kind of want him going back out there pissed off.
You could get a 20-foot line change.
Because he's got that adrenaline going.
You can cheat on a line change on the... Like, when it's that far away, too. Like, as soon as Riley's within, like, 20 feet of the bench, you can just have somebody hopping off instead of going, starting, and
somebody probably, like, fucking tomahawk
javelin
the stick to him. Remember when you did that and got a penalty?
It's for the Olympics.
No.
Oh, I thought you were like
when you were playing hockey and you flipped the guy's stick in the air, the guy got a penalty for it.
And like men's league.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm a goalie. I don't fucking know the rules. No, it was in the Olympics. One of the trainers tossed Crosby a stick and they got a bench minor penalty.
Yeah, you've done that too playing men's league.
I know, but
no, you were on the ice.
That was different. That was different.
I think you flipped it up and caught it and then like threw it to. I think it was to Trevor.
Yeah, exactly. Stick rules. Regardless,
because I think you can fling it at your player.
No, apparently
you can do that.
No, you can't shoot a stick.
Really? Okay,
you know when guys like
shoot
sticks like and stuff out of there, they can't actually like do that.
Yeah. No, unless I think it's
especially
they can, like,
if it
slide
impedes,
it.
especially if it impedes.
Yeah,
something.
they can like slide it. They can't physically like shoot it.
Yes. Yeah, I got into a conversation on Twitter at like a couple years ago because there's a play where like Matthews or Marner flipped a stick up to the other one
and got a penalty for it.
No.
Nope.
I'm like, I got a penalty for that exact thing in men's league, and it's a different set of rules. Like the NHL is a different set of rules or something.
Yeah, I figure like men's league they don't expect the guy to be able to flip a stick to a player.
It's a difference.
Yeah, in men's league they expect you to be some friggin' idiot just
no,
gets
Mark,
up in the guy's eye.
It's not men's league rules. That's like Hockey Canada and GTHL. It's like it's the governing body. Like the rules written for the Canadian Hockey League.
That might not
totally
actually be a rule, and the ref
NHL.
just was like, "Oh, I'm gonna call that a penalty anyways," because that's what they do sometimes, anyways.
It's also not safe to fling a stick in the air when you're not that good at hockey.
So moving on to something a little more interesting. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Again, obviously on some
I don't know
random tangent. So, wouldn't it be just like the Toronto Maple Leafs to lose 2 games back to back against backup goaltenders?
Yeah.
Francois, he played really well.
I feel like they did it earlier in the year, though.
Maybe. On back-to-back nights, no.
Oh, maybe not on back-to-back nights.
I don't even know the guy that played for Ottawa.
Joey Decord. I've watched him play a couple games. I kind of like Joey Decord, actually. He's a fun guy to watch.
The announcers were fucking tooting Batherson's horn all night. He's the greatest thing to happen to Ottawa for, like, since Alfredsson.
He is. Him and Stutzel. Batherson has been good, man. He's solid. Hey, when you're scoring goals, like, of course they're going to talk about you.
Yeah.
They don't have much else to talk about.
Oh, Stutzel looked really good that game.
Stutzel, sick pass, backhand to set Batherson up on one of them. That was really good.
Brady Tkachuk skates like a giraffe, and it's fucking hilarious.
I can't imagine he doesn't get better.
Oh, it's so fucking
He's still
funny.
young. He's an idiot
game.
out there, though. I don't like him.
Wow.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I hate him.
He's not reckless like his brother.
He's not stupid that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not he's not the same kind
But
of
he's a wrecking ball.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
He's a bull.
Yeah, but he's not
in a China
he's
shop.
not reckless with what he does.
No.
He's a wreckful player, but he's not reckless.
Yeah, he's not dirty like his brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if wreckful's a word, but we get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd just add it to my dictionary of
more
words. If you know what I'm
wreckfulist.
talking about, then they added stupider words in the dictionary. I know stupider's not a word either. It should be in the dictionary with some of the shit they've added.
The word dough, I think, is in the dictionary. Homer Simpson's dough is in the dictionary.
Isn't YOLO in the dictionary?
Okay, maybe if it is, can you look it up? Because if it is, I no longer feel bad about spelling words wrong on
Or
any
pronouncing
document.
anything wrong
Yeah.
or grammar and anything.
Oh,
Sweet.
an embarrassment to the English language.
Yep, the word YOLO is now an official member of the English language.
In Webster?
Oxford.
Oh fuck, yo, Oxford. That's official. Yeah. All right.
So I'm officially allowed to make up my own fucking words now.
No, don't tell my sister that. She has stupid ones too.
Yeah, but mine at least you know what I'm talking
No,
about.
my sister screws up like sayings.
Oh,
And I call them Christianisms.
Christianisms just made up. It's like that's not a thing. Nobody says those words in combination.
It was like off the top of my head or hats off to you. That was the saying she was trying to say, and she said off the top of my head or something. I'm like, what?
Off the top of my hat.
Those are two different.
Yeah,
things.
it's just like I don't know what you're trying to say. It's just like to me like, oh, I should really write them down and start like a fucking Twitter account with that.
That sounds like a good idea. Ian has a Twitter account. Go follow Ian.
No, I don't. Actually, I do. Yeah. All right. So Leafs lost 5 of their last 6.
Okay, here's a question for you guys because this is starting to come up, and I think it's
13.
I think we should at least touch on it for a minute, or at least give our thoughts on this. Freddy Andersen has a save percentage of less than 900 now. He's dipped below 900 save percentage. Is
it his fault?
Is he any good?
Is it his fault?
To what extent is Frederick Andersen?
I see him at a 900.
That currently, so maybe he's up. They gave him. He played against the Sens, so he
I don't know. He's UFA at the end of the year, isn't he?
Yeah.
If
we don't like him, then we're gonna get rid of him.
So if he fucking sucks for now on, you get rid of him.
Well, he's gonna walk anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to play.
I don't
here.
really care what the deal is.
No,
I just don't I still think he's a good goalie. I just think he's not playing well.
Like Hutchison's got a better goals against.
Like is
and
Carter
save
Hart a bad
percentage.
goalie?
I don't know. You tell us.
He's playing bad, but I don't think he's bad. Is Carey Price a bad goalie? He's been playing bad.
Yeah, I don't think he's bad.
I don't think
is Binnington a bad goalie?
I don't think Carey
great,
Price is the best goalie in the NHL the same way a lot of people think he is. He hasn't been that.
I
for
don't
5
think he's
years.
anywhere. But
Vasilevsky is.
Like
We already
sometimes
told
goalies just are bad for a little bit. Like just deal with it. If he ends up and plays lights out in the playoffs, then whatever.
Sure.
That's the way I'm gonna rank on it by the end of at the end of this tenure. If he can't play good in the playoffs this year, then you don't need him anymore.
But as of right now, you could always say, well, let's see how he's going to do.
Yeah, but they don't have anything that they could put in net that's better than him right now.
Yeah, but that's not
Campbell's
the question.
injured.
The question is he any good?
Yeah, he's good
right now
because he's still better than a lot of goalies in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only reason I'm saying that is because there's a lot of bad goalies in the NHL. There's not a lot of good goalies in the NHL.
There's been a lot of goalies in the NHL this year. There's got to be more, and goalies have played games this year than in previous. Ian, what do you think? What do you think of Freddy Andersen?
I think he's a good goalie. You don't really see him making mistakes on shots or on plays. A lot of the time, it's just the team is in a bad position and they get a good chance out of it. Like a lot of the time, it's not Andersen's fault. Yeah. It's just like, it's
frustrating to watch.
A forward broke too early on that play or something, and the defenseman picked it, got a nice pass. Whatever. like pulled another guy towards the defenseman that picked up the puck. It's just like, I don't know, they kind of collapse at certain points.
I just don't think Andersen's play style fits a team's play style that gives up a lot of grade A chances.
No, yeah, and we've talked about the Leafs defense being stronger this year. Mm-hmm. Like everyone sees it's better out there.
But they're still giving up those
but
grade A
is it defense
chances.
Though, or is it our offensemen that can't play fucking defense?
Forwards can't play defense.
Yeah.
Probably both.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a mixture of all three.
Well,
Andersen having a bad year, like our defense not really knowing how to play defense still, and our forwards not knowing how to play defense.
Well, I guess the question then is, how many years in a row is Frederick Andersen just having a bad year, or is this what he is now?
But he's never had a bad year till this year.
I think his numbers have been down since he's been on Toronto. I think he was just exceptionally good on.
Ian, can you look up his numbers?
I
think the first couple
He's
years
still been
they
an
were
above
really
average
good.
goalie, and even if you're an average goalie in the NHL, you're good, even as a starter.
The first couple years, I think his numbers were pretty high,
and like
I think they've come down.
And like
since
the Leafs
then.
don't need to be
Over
carried
the last
by
5 years,
Andersen.
they've regressed.
Like the Leafs are a team good enough that they don't need to be carried by a goalie.
No, you're right. They have other players that they don't need to be carried by a goaltender. They just need a steady goaltender behind them. Ian, what? Just read out his save percentage over the past 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
Yeah, going from 5 seasons ago till now.
So that's all the years he's been on Toronto.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. A 918, 918.
Hold on, slow down. Hold on.
918.
918.
918.
Because it was the first 2 years on Toronto.
917.
Okay.
A 909.
Yep.
And then a 900 right now.
So over these past couple of years it's not just a step down, it's a big step down. And then goals against average too, just do the same. From 5 years ago till now.
267. A 281.
Okay.
A 277.
Yeah.
A 285.
So about the same.
And a 286. So the only year that he was really up on goals against was the first year he was here.
And then everything's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, he's been around a 2.8.
They're just giving up so many more dangerous scoring chances that he can't save the puck physically.
And his save percentage has just simply declined since the first.
Well, no,
the first year is the same. Then the second year,
the first 3
was
the exact same.
Yep, and then just last year, a bit of a.
Last year was a bit of a drop, but the thing was, last year is he played 8 less games than the season before, and then his first 2 seasons on Toronto, he played 66 games.
Yeah.
Third season he played 60, and then last year he played 52 games. So if you think about it, 8 more games you could bump up your save percentage.
I'm not going to buy that. That's a big enough sample size. If he played 8 games, then it's like, okay, that's not a good sample size. But if it's within 8, that he was a starting goaltender.
Yep.
Yeah. So away you go. I think Freddy Andersen. I think he gets a lot of
goalies that have skewed that way though in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or just haven't even put up numbers that good that you can call
Mark.
Andersen.
Actually, can you look this up too? Could you have a look at, because you pulled up these numbers.
Like Matt Murray when he was on Pittsburgh after the Stanley Cup thing, he always had worse numbers than Andersen.
Or Ian, somebody grab this. Could you pull up the league save percentage over those same 5 years? Because Mark, you were saying that the save percentage has gone down.
Well, it's been like 904-ish. It's not like it's good.
No.
Like, that's what I mean. And players are getting so much better that, like, goalies are getting worse.
I don't think that's true. I think that teams are a little bit more...
There's just so many less good goalies in the league now that it's easier to score.
No, I think that teams are a little bit...
better. Nobody wants to fucking play goalie anymore. That's why.
No, I don't think so. Listen, I think that teams are getting a little bit smarter. It's a little less... pucks on net, pucks on net, pucks on net.
Yeah, it's break them down and get an easy goal tap in.
It's a little bit more puck possession now. Everybody's transitioning to more of a puck possession
to break a
style.
team down to get an easy goal.
As opposed to just smashing pucks from the point, which is what we've been doing for the past.
You break a team down to get an easy goal, and if you're only going to end up taking 24 shots as opposed to 38, but 18 of them are shit, your goalie is going to have less of a good save percentage. But he might be making a lot more high danger saves, which might not technically be making him a worse goalie.
He'll be facing more high danger
yeah.
saves. Yes.
So you just can't say he's playing bad based on his save percentage. Where's his saves coming from and all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I look at kind of save percentage with a grain of salt now, unless you know where those saves are coming from.
Right.
Like you watch the saves that Andersen has to save, probably 70% of them in a game are probably really between moderate to difficult, whereas you watch teams the Leafs shoot against, it's almost like 50-50. Because the Leafs are such a good team.
Yeah.
But when you watch the Leafs play a team like Montreal, where they have better defense, it's not nearly like as good Leafs getting danger chances, but the Leafs still give up just as many danger chances to Montreal as they do to fucking Ottawa.
Ottawa generates a lot more offense than I think people realize.
But that's what I'm saying, man. That's not fair to Andersen if your team can't fucking bail you out.
Ian, do you have the numbers?
Yeah. So 5 years ago,
you know what I'm saying?
It was a 913, then a 912, 910, 910, and it's 907 this year. So it's just been regressing as well.
The league save percentage has been regressing.
But like it was back to around there, like in the late 2007. 2008 season, it was a 909 average. So
just short-term trend that
last 5 years.
It started at 910. You said what was the first year?
It was 913, 912, 912.
Okay.
910.
So Freddy Andersen was 0.005. He was 5 points higher in his first year than the save percentage.
Yeah, I don't really understand how that considers
lower.
a goalie to be good or bad though. Being lower than average save percentage, especially you're not playing every team right now. It's completely different hockey.
No, and you know what? I think there's something to be said to that. There's a reason why at the start
this
of the year
is like
said,
one
hey,
of those. This is one of those
Canadian
takes
League.
that fucking TSN would come off with right now, and I don't think it's a good take.
What's the take?
That save percentage is application of how good a goalie is.
I think it's a measure. Is it the best measure? I think analytics has better measures out there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
High
analytics. You read it, goals, stuff, that's what it'd be like.
Goals expected.
Was one of the goalies that faced the highest danger chances in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not fair to a goalie that's on a team as good as Toronto.
You see, that's a stat. Does he actually face the highest danger chances?
One of the
that would be a good stat to look at. Mm-hmm. And it's just like,
that's
okay,
not fair to Frederick Andersen playing for a damn good team in Toronto.
Yeah.
If Andersen played for, imagine if Andersen played for a team like Minnesota or Carolina, his numbers would not be below 800 or 900.
But that's the job.
And that's why we got him as well.
But the thing is, though, when your job,
is why, yeah.
But like, hey, Andersen, our defense and everything's going to be better this year. Turns out it's not. It's not my fault I can't stop worse shots I'm facing than last year.
Yeah, so, but the Leafs have to win a game 4-3.
And Andersen's not getting better. He's only getting older.
So what do you say to the
score more goals?
That says
score more goals.
Frederick Andersen
score more goals.
Or sorry, what do you say to the people that want to see Jack Campbell as a starting goaltender instead of Frederick Andersen?
Now go for it. Let's see what happens.
Go for it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
you got a lot smaller sample size, but
has Jack Campbell lost yet on the Leafs?
I don't know.
I don't think we've seen him lose yet.
I don't know, but he's hurt right now.
He's only played like 6 games, and if he's gonna be hurt all the time, then that'd be shit as well.
We don't know what Jack Campbell looks like when Jack Campbell has an off night. I think we know what Frederick Andersen an off night looks like.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen often. That's the main thing.
No, his bad isn't his Frederick Andersen off night is
still good.
That past one against the Winnipeg Jets.
What, the 5-2 loss?
Sure.
I didn't even think those goals were that bad though.
But that's what I mean. That's an off night for Frederick.
Those were some good chances.
He got sniped on a 2-on-1 by Ehlers
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an off night for Frederick Andersen.
Crazy tip by Stasny on the one.
Connor had a nice goal in that one too, didn't he? Yeah, like they were good goals. It's not like Hutchison the other night flubs on one under his arm and then 10 seconds later gets one like stuffed 5-hole on him.
Yeah.
Frederick Andersen doesn't let any tricklers in.
Or Hutchison. No. Yeah.
If you
what did I say?
Hellebuyck.
No, I thought I said Hutchison. Oh, okay. Well, I meant Hutchison.
They both had an H.
Yeah, we know what you meant. Yeah, they both start with an H and stuff. Yeah. So, Frederick Andersen doesn't let any tricklers in. Frederick Andersen doesn't really let any soft goals.
He's let some
Were you
goals.
trying to get us to rant? Like you don't think he's a bad goalie?
No, well, first of all, you guys didn't give me any sort of leeway to talk about this at all. Like, you guys just kept going. You guys did this to yourself.
Well, I was trying to defend him.
I just asked the question.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, you guys don't know where I stand on this.
No, we don't.
You have no idea.
That's why I came back and asked you.
Yeah, appreciate you asking me, Ian. I think Frederick Andersen is a above average goalie in the league. I don't think he's elite. I don't think he ever was elite.
Yeah,
but
we said that. We've all came to that consensus like at the start of the year.
Mark, Greg's turn to talk right now.
And now we're just repeating ourselves.
No, I haven't said this yet. He's an above-average goaltender league. Over the past 3 years, he's easily a top 10 starting goaltender. Not past first 3 years of his contract, easily. There aren't many starting goaltenders that held their job on any one NHL team.
Still is.
For that amount of time. Even over the past 5 years, you can't name more than 10 goaltenders that have held their job
Matt Murray
over the past 10 years.
Playing for Toronto?
Fuck.
Be
Think how
fucking
many
garbage.
more losses we'd have.
I think there is clear evidence though that his game is regressing. He just doesn't look as sharp.
Because he's getting older.
Getting a little bit older.
He's at what, 31, 32, somewhere
I
in there?
don't
It
know.
also sucks having to stretch around and jumping around like a fucking spider monkey every game trying to save the puck.
That's the goaltender's job, Mark.
But
though.
whereas you watch other teams and you're just like, man, on paper we have the same team, but we have no idea what the fuck we're doing in our zone.
I think the big thing that a lot of people miss with Frederick Andersen.
It just bugs me with the Leafs, that like it's the same fucking notion every year with the team and it hasn't changed.
Yeah, everyone's still just complaining about defense.
It's just you watch the team play and it's the same fucking issue with the team every year and you think it's fixed, but it's not fixed.
There's parts that are fixed.
But it's still not fixed.
Not entirely fixed.
They're still first in the division.
I know. And there's 5 losses and 6 games are kind of like tailspin it a little bit.
Yeah, but whatever.
With Frederick Andersen, you don't see him get beat clean very often.
No.
You have to earn your goals against Frederick Andersen.
Yeah, I've said that multiple times.
There's not... Well, I've said it in those words.
Yeah.
Mark, this is Greg's turn to talk now. With Frederick Andersen, you have to earn your goals. And not a lot of goaltenders in the league. Like we said, Michael Hutchison led in a squeaker under his arm. We've seen guys like Tristan Jarry, even Carey Price this year. They let in squeaker goals. There's very few goalies in the league. You're not gonna score a squeaker goal against Andrei Vasilevsky. I don't.
He gives us some pretty fucking random goals.
Occasionally.
He overreacts to a lot.
Which is a different issue entirely, but he's still letting them in.
He's got to the puck. He's just overreacting, and it caused it to be a squeaker.
Frederick Andersen has been so steady, and it just sucks that he's come under fire from people who decide that there has to be one portion of the Toronto Maple Leafs that have to be bad. And Jake Gardner's gone now.
Yeah, because when Bogosian's better than he was at the start of the season, people had nobody else to bitch about.
Or TJ Brody for that one game when he was trying to figure out how to play a system.
It's like when the Leafs the worst problem with the Leafs was the backup catcher.
No, Mark, it's William Nylander. If William Nylander was a backup catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, that would have been the worst.
Things. Like if you got a good meal, you're not going to bitch about it. You're going to say like everything was great.
Hey, can we just leave it at this? Fuck the refs.
The refs were something else. No,
they're so bad. I'm
just not sure if Frederick Andersen will be the starting goaltender when the Leafs win a cup. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, the way they're playing, they're not going to win one this year, and he's not going to be on the team this year. After this year,
exactly.
So, Greg, what you're saying? The Leafs are winning a cup this year?
I didn't say that.
Y'all say that.
I didn't say
he
that.
said Jack Campbell's going to come in and win the cup for him.
I just don't know if Frederick Andersen will be the goaltender when the Leafs eventually win a Stanley Cup. But
you heard it from Greg. Leafs are winning the cup this year.
But
no. He said Frederick Andersen won't be the starting goaltender if the Leafs win a cup.
Yeah, you got to listen, Mark. You got to very specific.
Andersen's going to take him to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. He's going to get injured Game 7. Jack Campbell's going to come in and win it.
Campbell's going to get aired, and David Ayres is going to win it.
And he's going to win the Conn
That's where you both are wrong.
No, Michael Hutchison's winning the Conn Smythe.
Zach fucking Hyman is winning the Conn Smythe Trophy and earning himself an $8 million paycheck.
All right, well, guess we're betting on it.
No. Because none is going to happen.
No.
Because
also
Arizona's going to win the cup somehow.
Also, at the start of the contract, you could basically say that Frederick Andersen was an absolute bargain. At the end of his contract, I don't think Frederick Andersen is going to be making as much next contract as he is this contract, and that could be on any team in the NHL.
What's his contract this year?
5.
I'll probably get the same amount.
Maybe. If for like a year or two, but if he wants to sign more than that, I don't think so.
I think a team will give him 5. I don't. After that,
Carolina.
Like after what I think he's 31, so like 36ish. Yeah, you don't really want to goalie. Maybe 4 or 5 years.
You'd have to be desperate.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
If he does, it'd be a team like the Oilers.
Yeah.
Or
why would he want to play in front of
Hurricanes.
another dumpster fire of a defense?
Mark, you go where the money is, man.
Yeah,
Not
you don't
at
really have a choice half the time.
Hey man, if my groin's sore, I do not want to play in front of a dumpster
If your
fire.
groin's
of a
sore,
defense.
you're not a goalie in the NHL.
You know what I mean?
But
He'll be at the point where he can pick and choose where he can play.
dude, if the Oilers offer him 5/5 the same way the Leafs did,
Yeah, but if
taking it.
Denmark's offer him 3/9, I'm going back to Denmark.
no, he's not. That's not.
You know
they
what
don't
I
have
mean?
that money.
No, but, okay,
He's gonna
you know what I
go-
mean? He's gonna go to Carolina.
You think he's going to? So here's
Ooh.
okay. Last question.
Hot
Hey, both
Last
Carolina's
question.
goalies are UFAs. If they get they've never had a top tier goalie with that basically top tier
That team. You think he's going to Carolina
Oh,
after
for
the year?
sure.
Ian, what do you think? Where do you think he's going?
No clue.
You take a pick.
Toronto.
You just resigning in Toronto?
Yeah, well, don't know.
I think it's between Carolina, Toronto, and I don't think he's going to Edmonton. I just picked Edmonton. I think Carolina's a really good, could be a really good
Reimer,
destination for
Mrazek
him.
are off the books. That's basically Frederick Andersen.
Then they pick up a.
They have the Nedjlovic kid.
Yeah, they have a guy who's been playing. Yeah, they're basically another third string goaltender has been doing really well.
Well, he's been their AHL goalie. He's a kid. He's actually like pretty good.
Yo, next week, I think we should look at all the the crazy goaltending combinations that have happened.
Also, Carolina's been a freaking pretty fun team to watch recently too.
Hell yeah.
Dougie Hamilton's been on fucking fire.
How good's Dougie Hamilton, Bark? Tell us about it.
The whole team's been on fire.
So I think he might be one of the. I think he's like number 2 ranked defenseman in fantasy or something.
In Yahoo, depending on the
Getting up
stats,
there?
but he's like up there.
Mark was the only one had him in his like A tier list than the fantasy lists.
Maybe
I think we
We'll go
all
over that.
had him like top 4.
we'll go over that. I might have had him fifth. Doesn't matter. Cool. Anything else to talk about? We have something for you guys after the 7th inning stretch here, but anything else before we go to the 7th inning stretch, boys? Hockey around the league, NHL.
Nothing. No, nothing really else has caught my eye.
We did a lot of ranting just there. It was a lot of fun. Okay, let's go to the 7th inning stretch. We'll come back. We'll do some more fun stuff. It's that time of year again when we purposely fuck up our bodies. This is a brief history of daylight savings time.
I thought you were talking about St. Patty's Day.
And why do we do it to ourselves? They're around the same time. Is that done on purpose?
Probably.
Cutting and pasting an hour as we do today is pretty rigid. Past civilizations, a while ago, had a more flexible form of daylight savings time. A popular method that was used was to divide daylight into 12 hours, regardless of the length of each hour. So in the spring, an hour would actually get longer in length each day, and towards the fall, they'd get shorter. This worked because the sun was the timekeeper, and people's schedules were based on the sun being up. Equal length hours were eventually adopted in the 14th century upon the invention of the mechanized clock. The mechanization of time, perhaps, is the real enemy we've all grown to despise, but I suppose that's a story for another day. In the late 1800s, people were realizing they'd sleep through several hours of daylight each day in the summer. In the evening, leisure activities, including golf and rowing, because that's what people did back in the 1800s. I guess they did golf and rowing. Those activities were cut short just simply because of darkness, because the sun went down. Several proposals were made to move a pre-work time hour from the morning to the evening. So taking 1 hour from before work in the morning and dropping it in the evening. The first city in the world to enact daylight savings time was actually a rail and shipping town on Lake Superior called Port Arthur, now part of Thunder Bay, Ontario, in Canada. That was in 1908. As with many things in that period, war was a huge influencer. Modern daylight savings time was first adopted by the German Empire in 1916 as a way to save coal during World War I. Coal, of course, was used for electricity and for power, and having people tucked into their beds with the lights out an hour earlier was also a built-in defense against air raids. Much of Europe and the UK, even Canada and the US, followed shortly after during World War I, including daylight savings time into their yearly schedule. Some reverted back after World War I and readopted daylight savings during World War II. It seemed like every time there was an energy shortage, like during the 1970s, daylight savings time became a popular idea. And many parts of the world have flipped back and forth multiple times since then. To this day, there is still no globally agreed upon daylight savings time day or verdict. The dates can even be different within the same country. And something as silly as including Halloween in daylight savings time has become commonplace. Something candy companies apparently lobbied long and hard for. Willy Wonka wants your money, and he's changing your time of day to get it. Notice in Ontario, we always fall back the weekend after Halloween.
Yeah.
So...
I thought it was a rhetorical question.
So why do we do this to ourselves? Well, it has nothing to do with energy anymore. Energy consumption has changed so little, or has changed so drastically that it makes little difference nowadays. It's because an extra hour of daylight gives us more time for activities in the summer. Get outside, do some activities, get nice and fit, get in shape, feeling good about ourselves, like we've earned a little treat at the end of the summer, and guess who's conveniently waiting there for us? Willy motherfucking Wonka, ready to fatten us up. Everybody around this time of year is doing their trade boards. Their trade bait boards, their
Normally it'd be done by now, actually.
trade stuff. Trade deadline is April 12th.
Couple weeks away.
Not too far away, about a
Week
month
before
away.
the show comes out, fucking right.
So we are going to put together our trade board using
You gonna get the show, Greg?
players.
New MLB game finally coming out for Xbox.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Wow, shoot. That's kind of big news, actually.
yeah.
What happened? Their contract ran out with Sony?
No, they're still coming out for PlayStation, but
They
it's like the
finally-
first time it's coming out for Xbox.
Yeah, so their exclusive contract ran out with
I guess
PlayStation.
so. Which is fucking, and it's cross compatible.
Oh.
Which is gonna be fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
if it's not if nothing's cross compatible anymore, it's
Yeah.
obsolete.
All right, back to the trade board. Sorry.
Trade board sponsored by the MLB, the show. Not really. They're not giving us money. Give us a free copy. Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, we're just going to go around the table. And these are players that we're adding to the draft in hand trade board. These are players that we think could be on the move. If we were running a team, these are players that we would consider if we were the general manager of a team.
Oh, then I'm not considering anyone.
And I didn't say Detroit Red Wings, Ian. Ian's wearing a Detroit Red Wings hat currently.
I always am.
For some reason, he
time.
still thinks they're going to win the cup with the roster they have.
Not this
Still
year.
believes. So
He
we're
still believes Sam Gagner and
No,
Club.
no. We all we believe in is Steve Yzerman doing Steve Yzerman stuff.
Your guru? Do you like pray to him at night?
I do have a picture of him over my bed, actually.
Wow. Okay, if he's on your bed, that's
Okay.
okay. That's one thing. Is he above your fireplace? That would be a different thing.
Or on the top of your Christmas tree? Actually, I put Claude Giroux on the top of my Christmas tree. So.
Did you really? Do you ever,
Yeah.
I thought you had a gritty thing on the top of your.
No, my mom puts like our typical angel there that's been there for years, and I
Yes.
have like a Claude Giroux ornament that I like stick on top of the angel.
Wow, it's commitment.
Yeah, and my mom moves it, and I always put it back.
Of course,
And then she got frustrated to the point where she doesn't have to deal with it now.
it's a war of attrition. I dueled.
That's just I'm a bigger asshole.
At least you can admit it, though, right? Okay, so
In that circumstance.
let's go around the table, and we'll start with Ian, and
Yep.
we're just going to go around, and these are players that are on the draft and hand trade board for 2021.
2021. Starting with me.
Starting with Ian.
Well, I'll go with Red Wing, I guess.
Okay.
Might as well just start with Bobby Ryan. He's probably gonna be shopped. He hasn't been fantastic this year, but he can always add, offensive to a team.
Yep.
So if he's playing with good players, and he's been healthy, which is great for him, and so he could add to someone's team if someone's looking for a right winger.
Has he missed any games this year?
One, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
just one.
Decent then.
Yeah,
Just
because
one.
coming back from the alcoholic.
That's right. And he's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
Just this, and on
I think it's a
$1
mill.
million.
Yeah.
That can fit under any team's cap.
Oh yeah.
And he's a player that every team who is contending for or who wants to add, any team that wants to add should call up the Detroit Red Wings head office and ask about Bobby Ryan.
Yeah.
Because I think he
Ask
can
his
fit
price.
anywhere.
Why not?
Yeah. What do you have to lose? And I almost, unless Bobby Ryan has an agreement with management there that he's going to stay in Detroit for the season, I'd imagine he's going to be moved.
Want me to just go through my Detroit players that I think might
Nah,
move?
I think we'll just go around the table.
All
Just
right.
go around the table. Mark, anything to say about Bob Brad?
No, I'm just glad he's friggin' getting
Healthy.
a full season going.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we said earlier 13 points on the season. And so, yeah, great depth forward, power play 2 kind of guy. And I don't think it'll take much to trade for him, really.
Nope.
No. cool. Okay, I guess I'll go here. I got from the Buffalo Sabres. Let's add to the trade board. Eric Stahl.
Yeah, he's pretty cheap. What is it? 3.25?
Exactly. Yeah, 3.25.
Yeah, I like him. I could see him going back to the Hurricanes.
See him going a lot of places.
I read a quote on Twitter today that Brindamore said, "Yeah, we'd be happy to have a former captain back."
Yeah, absolutely.
When the kind of question was thrown at him.
Yep.
It's like he said, we don't technically need him, but we'd be happy to have him back.
I think any team could use just a depth forward and somebody who can play center. Yeah, third or fourth line center. Absolutely.
How's his center numbers?
Also, I'm sure he'd love to win a cup with his brother.
43% face-off percent. Sorry, 47.3% face-off percentage. Not many points, but I mean it's the Buffalo Sabres. I think, like I said about the Arizona Coyotes earlier, that's where offense goes to die. The Buffalo Sabres offense is already dead there.
Would you say 43? I got 47.4.
Yeah, sorry, 47.3 is what I said.
Yeah,
so
okay.
he's won a few faceoffs since I wrote this down or whatever, but 10 points on the year, which isn't very much. And he's been linked to teams like Pittsburgh and Montreal and Chicago, basically teams that could use
a depth center
for very cheap.
Carolina would be cool. Just him.
Carolina would be amazing.
Him going on a run with his brother.
I just want to see the brothers
That'd be
together.
fucking sick.
That'd be pretty
I agree.
fun.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
And he'd be
great.
the fourth line center on that fucking team.
All right, Mark, who you
He
got?
probably wouldn't even play center. He'd probably be playing on the wing somewhere. I got Nick Hjalmarsson on the Arizona Coyotes. The only issue with him, he's got some kind of I don't know what type of clause he has in his no movement, but he has no movement clause. But he's a 1-year UFA at $5 million, but in the Chicago Cup runs, this guy was an absolute monster block.
He was.
He literally was massive minute eater and block shot machine. Literally did whatever it takes for a team to win in the playoffs.
What's his contract?
$5 million. But I'm sure
that's pretty big.
He's
I know.
unrestricted at the end of the year though.
Arizona would Arizona want to eat any money? I'm not sure if they'd want to eat any money.
I just he's got the no movement, but I'm like, if I'm a team, I'm asking about this guy.
Yes. I think you would be in your best interest.
He was injured a lot last year, but I
call.
think he's played almost every game this year, which is a big up.
Nick Hjalmarsson.
Another guy on that, another D on that team I could see going somewhere as well.
Yeah?
Alex Goligoski.
Yeah, there was a rumor of him, the Flyers talking about him, but he's got a modified no trade as well, so he's...
True.
He's got to say, yeah, I'm going to go. Or he's got probably a list of teams that he can probably
I'm sure a lot
to.
of players would
I'm sure teams are going to ask
be
about
happy
him.
to have him.
Any stab in the dark? Anybody's looking for defense, I guess, right? Is Goligoski, is he right or left-handed?
I'm not sure.
Are they? Do you know? Are they opposite? Are they? I have no idea what these.
I honestly have no idea. I don't know. I like Boston needs a guy. Boston always looks for a guy like Hjalmarsson.
Anybody?
Goligoski shoots left.
Okay, he's a left defenseman, right?
Boston always looks for a guy like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And Hjalmarsson shoots left as well.
Colorado's the cap space. They could use a defense.
5.5 for 1 year.
That's true. That's true.
Goligoski's only got a year as well.
I'll go with one here from Ottawa. This guy's moved a bunch recently. Ryan Dzingel. And
yeah, I feel like Ottawa claimed this guy in waivers or whatever, traded for him just to move him again.
They got him from Carolina, I think. Yeah, basically just to move at the deadline. He's got 1 year left, 3.375, which is a little much for. He only has 6
I'm sure
points
Ottawa
this
would
year.
retain.
I think they have
to get that higher round.
I feel like they could retain.
Yeah, exactly. He's listed on websites as every forward position, so I guess he has that flexibility, which is cool as well. But he's been traded so often. Why wouldn't he get traded again? Ottawa needs to sell everything that they're going to sell. They're going to get whatever they can for him, I'd imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
My next guy, I'll go back to Detroit.
Okay.
Luke Glendening. He's a huge penalty killer for Detroit. So he's going to be a bottom 6 on any team, but I'd probably even a bottom fourth line on most teams.
Yep.
But still, he's a massive penalty killer. He's one of those, I don't know, dig deep grind guys.
Kills penalties.
That you want in the playoffs.
Just eats minutes.
He's actually been playing. Oh no, never mind.
What?
I thought I was looking at the wrong line. I thought he was playing power play points.
His face-off percentage is still pretty high though too.
He's not a center though.
Does he? I thought he played center.
Oh no, he does play center, and he's got a 65%.
Yeah.
What? Yo, people need that,
People
man.
need that in the playoffs.
I want to know.
Again,
I gotta look at that and see how many faceoffs he's actually taken.
He'd be like a perfect fit for a Boston like team. Like Boston always looks for that, or a team like Minnesota that just needs more depth at guys who know how to play defense.
Where is
has
it?
he won a cup?
Holy shit! He's taken over 400 faceoffs this year, and he has a 65% win.
Damn,
What the
Daniel.
fuck?
That's it.
Well, that's out of left
I know. I
field.
remember because
Insane.
when I'm on the score thing, I think he's always like number 1 or 2 in the league.
Yeah.
Shit.
Last year he had a 56. Year before 57. Year before 58. And he's always taken it. Like he's not like a first
Toronto
line.
would love a guy like
center.
that. Tampa would love a guy
man.
like that. Like elite teams all need a guy like that. Never know, guys get hurt, and he's just like a 5-tool player. Even though he's not a 5-tool elite player, but he knows how to do
You
everything.
can do a little bit of a little
Oh,
bit.
he's got 9 points, so like he still does
Really?
stuff. But yeah, it's
Damn.
not terrible.
Well, man,
That's probably one of his highest output of a season for a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
we were talking about that last week, and the Leafs needing somebody to win faceoffs on a third line. I'm not saying that's
He's a lot
perfect
cheaper
fit.
than Boone Jenner.
1.8.
Yeah,
1.8.
1.8 mil.
Yeah.
1 year left.
Yeah, 1 year left.
It's a lot cheaper than Boone, and I'm sure Stevie Y would retain for a nicer pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweeten the pot a little bit. Yeah, but I think
And I'm sure
that's
the
guy that's
Illiches
gonna
can afford it.
Yeah, a
They can
little
sell a
bit.
few more pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark, you got one?
Yeah, I don't know how realistic this one is happening.
I don't care. It's on the trade board. Trade
He's
board.
1 year till his UFA contract. I don't know why this doesn't get brought up in like stories or anything.
We're bringing
but,
it up now.
Ryan Getzlaf.
Getzlaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a no movement clause, which is probably the hardest thing that's going to get him out of Anaheim. But he's the captain of a team. He's won a cup already. The dude's in the prime of his career, and if he wants to go somewhere to win, I'm sure Anaheim would find a way to get that done for him.
I don't know if he's maybe in the. It's more like the Twilight.
No, like the Twilight. Sorry,
yeah.
the Twilight. I meant to
Yes.
say Twilight.
Not that he's got years
Not
left.
that he's bad, but he's got years left. But like he's a UFA at the end of the year. He could go back to Anaheim if he wants. He's like, bro,
True.
you want a chance to go win a cup and then come back here and chill with your family?
Ian, what are his numbers like?
Yeah, 11 points, 3 goals, 8 assists.
And what
Anaheim also is a low scoring team in the NHL. So
yeah, they had crazy low goals.
and also he won't be going to a team to be a first line center if he does get traded.
no, he's going to be like a third line.
The main
guy.
problem is 825.
What's 820?
8 million.
Yeah, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge salary, but I'm sure if a team
Colorado.
if a team has
Maybe.
to, I'm sure teams have contracts they could dump to get a guy like that.
Yo, that's interesting, man. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I like that one actually.
I
That's
was
a nice
just looking
one.
at captains, like kind of. I was like, it was one of the things. I was looking at kind of like captains, kind of end of their career. And I was like, holy fuck, Ryan Getzlaf's got a year left on his contract, and nobody on anything has talked about this guy becoming a free agent at the end of the year.
He's also one of
Yeah.
those guys that like have a next level of playing when it comes to a game.
When it comes to the playoffs, in
Yeah.
the playoffs, this guy's a fucking
Like
monster.
you saw Corey Perry do it last year for Dallas, right?
Yeah, Getzlaf's like much more of a better player than Perry is.
Yeah.
Getzlaf is an NHL playoff guy.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't want Getzlaf against you.
You, yeah.
No.
He could steal a game by himself, and his playmaking ability is still just
Still
for a
top
big man,
notch,
is
yeah.
insane,
It's
like
big, dude.
Thornton's.
And he still throws his body.
And I think he's aging a similar way like Thornton is, so he's going to be still good, like down his career.
We just don't talk about Anaheim very much because they're not very good. They're not very
And they're not exciting because they don't score.
right. But
I
know Mark's kept a close eye on Anaheim. Yeah.
I got another guy on Anaheim, but it's your turn.
Okay,
so wait.
I'll go. I'm gonna go with an easy one out of Nashville. Nashville, I think they should be selling anybody. 1 year, 175. I'm gonna go Eric Holla. There were plenty of teams that wanted him this offseason.
I was talking about this guy only signing a 1 year deal with Nashville just for Nashville to trade him if they're bad.
And that's exactly what is gonna happen. So,
Hashtag Clark MacArthur. Hashtag Mason Raymond.
yeah. So Eric Holla, I think again, anybody can fit 175 under the cap. There's very few teams that can't. He hasn't put up many points this year. His shooting percentage has been insanely low. He's at like
He got an assist today against Tampa, but
his shooting percentage is below 7%, but his face-offs 57% face-offs. So that's another guy that can do some face-offs. He can play some wing. And I think they'll be interested in Eric Holla. I don't think it'll cost too much for a team to acquire him, but there you go. There's another guy at center that you could grab.
nice.
Okay, Ian, go ahead.
My next guy, you'd have to probably pay a lot for this guy, but Ricard Raquel.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been rumored to have been trying to play his way out of Anaheim right now. That's why he's playing so well.
He's got a year, 2 years left. So
year
this
left
year
after
and
this
one
one.
more.
Yeah.
I think he's 3.8-ish.
Hang on, I got it here. 3.789.
There you go,
3.
yeah.
Yeah, apparently he's going to be one of the big targets in the.
He's got 19 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's got a lot of those points recently too.
Yeah, has he?
Yeah.
He's hot.
Yeah, well, I know watching him the few games of Anaheim I do watch, I know he's a very good player.
Yeah.
A lot of teams, if they need that upper echelon of like a player.
I've seen Anaheim
Top
fans
two
on
lines
Reddit
for
like just quoting him. He's playing his way out of Anaheim at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
Definitely,
really.
definitely a top 6 on most
Top 6 on
teams.
any team.
Any team, yeah.
Any team, yeah.
Top 9 on absolutely any team. Top 6 on almost every team. He could be a top line player. He slots into.
He's
the
a top line player when he's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what Pittsburgh's cap space is like, but he just seems like he would scream Pittsburgh to me for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad that's a different team we haven't talked about.
Yeah,
maybe.
Fuck, I hate how much that fits. Or the Islanders with Lee going down.
Ooh, Mark, that's actually not a bad idea either, dude.
Yeah, it's all based on cap space.
Yeah,
or,
I know.
or what you have to sell.
I know he's been rumored to the Leafs, but so is everybody under.
I got
the moon.
another guy that
Everyone's rumored to the
exciting
Leafs.
So hold on. I think Ricard
Won't get
Raquel.
to him yet,
Yeah,
but-
the one thing on Ricard Raquel that I'll add is he's almost like that's a sign for the Ducks that they're not just retooling, but they're starting to rebuild.
And that's why if they trade Raquel, why wouldn't they trade Getzlaf?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
and then trade Fowler.
I
too,
think
you know?
Raquel, to get the return that they want, it will be an off-season move. But I'm down for a trade deadline, trade bait blockbuster with Ricard Raquel. I'm down.
I
I'm
thought
down
you were
for
going to say
that.
Ryan Getzlaf. but Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Ryan.
Can take
Kessler.
both, man. Buy one, get one. Mark, go.
So this one is a little different.
Yeah, I'm down for
A
different.
little older player as well. He's got 2 years left.
Yep.
So he's a guy you could kind of expose to Seattle at the offseason.
Ian. It's Ian.
Jeff Carter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if he wants another cup, he's got what 2?
LA,
Yeah.
right? Jeff Carter.
He's got another year at 5.2, but that's
After
not
this
bad
year,
for
so
what
one
he
more?
brings. I still think Jeff Carter is around $4 to $6 million
you
player
on
with
cap
what
friendly?
he brings on the ice. Yeah.
Can you? What's his actual amount owed? Can you flip to from average annual to actual numbers?
I have no idea. Oh, AVA?
Switch from AVA to actual
To
salary.
salary? Yeah. His actual owned is $2 million for the next 2 years.
So it goes way down.
So it goes way down.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So a team that's
I think a
What's
team
their
would be really interested in Jeff Carter because he'd be easy to expose in the expansion draft.
And that's a
very
good
interesting
leader
point.
to have in your dressing
Well,
room. if
even
you're
at the
going for a
2
cup.
mil,
the
even
1
at the
year,
2
yeah.
mil salary for the 1 year going to Seattle after that is like a prime bargain for a
less
veteran
money.
presence on the team. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind moving to Seattle. It's still on the West Coast. Like it's not like it's far for him to move his family from LA
Sure.
to Seattle.
Yeah.
No, I'm like you have to think about that when a veteran you have to give that respect to a veteran too.
100%.
But he doesn't have any clauses in his contract that prevents him from being traded. So that's why I think he could be a hot target. One, he still brings a good pedigree because he's been playing pretty decent for the Kings this year.
Yep.
He's won 2 cups.
He has that.
He's got the gold
under his
medals
belt.
with Canada and
He's a winner.
he's still exactly, and he's listed as all 3 positions as well.
And he can play pretty much anywhere up front. He
Which
can basically-
which team was Jeff
Swiss
Carter
Army,
on?
Swiss
And
Army
you
knife.
know the Kings can afford to take a salary on.
Well, which gold medal team was he on?
The one
I don't know if he has an Olympic one.
I think he has an Olympic.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Click on
Oh yeah, he definitely has one. He has one.
I think he was on one with Taves.
Yeah, I feel like it was the earlier one.
Yeah, the 2010.
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's 10 years ago now. So long ago.
Yeah, the guy's he's still probably good in the playoffs. I was like, man, I would like Jeff Carter on my team if I'm any team in the NHL.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Yeah. Yep. And you know how he plays, you know what you're going to get, and he can play jack of all trades.
And the easiest thing for LA is that he's got a no thing, and if LA wants to move him, they can move him,
or he can say no.
If he says no, they can still move him. That's the thing. The guy's
Sorry.
got no movement clause or anything on it. You're just going to probably respect the veteran.
Yeah. No, that's an interesting point you brought up with the Seattle Kraken, because a lot of these players, if they have, how should I frame this? In previous years,
Because in my opinion, sorry, I'm going to cut you off again. In my opinion, you don't want to trade for a guy with 2 years left if you're not going to get him for the next year.
Oh, if you're not going to want to trade
especially
for a
going
guy
into
with
an
2
expansion
years,
draft, because you know
if you're
it's
not
just a
gonna
hot
get
take,
both.
easy for them to take. If they're going to be bad, it's easy for them to trade it for the pick that you could get next year.
Well, then you just kind of like that would have to be based on your trade as well. Like you would have to say that in the trade. It's like we know he's going to get like we're not going to be able to protect him.
But that's what I mean. Moving back to the West Coast is better than living back on the.
It's almost like
East
you're
Coast.
you have to be careful exactly of that expansion. Are you going to see guys going now that are only have the 1 year left because they don't have to worry about being
Normally
protected
you
from
like
expansion?
Normally you
That's
like
what I
looking
mean.
at those 2 year guys,
a
right?
player like Carter,
That's become the new trade
I feel
deadline
like that's what I'm talking
attraction.
talking about. Carter, a player like him, I think he'd be down to go back to the West Coast.
Yeah, when the Leafs got Jake Muzzin, they got him for the 1 year plus the next year because you still have the contract left, and a lot of teams have been doing that. Maybe those contracts are less attractive now because you know you're going to have to protect that player, or you basically get him as a meat shield for the rest for your other teams.
He did
essentially, but if you trade for him, you're going to have to pay an extra price to get him for that extra year, but you're going to give up those assets knowing you're going to lose them.
What about Carter coming back home into the GTA?
That'd be cool.
He did win the gold in the 2014 one.
Yeah, he was on one of the.
I was just trying to remember. I'm like,
Is it
I think
Sochi?
he was. Yeah,
Russia?
Sochi.
Yeah.
I was trying to
Yeah, that
remember
was
which
after the
team.
Cups. He wasn't on the 2010 when I thought he was good to be, but he was on the 2014 after the Cups. He won
Yes,
with
that
the
makes
Kings.
sense. Yeah, that with the Petro Canada jerseys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Who's
Okay.
next?
I'm
That's
up.
you,
Greg's
Greg.
turn.
I'm up.
I
I'm
think
up.
this fucking thing's going pretty good.
Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna go with the big
We'll
chip.
compare. Are we going to compare ours to?
Oh hell yeah! No, we're not comparing ours to TSN or any of those guys because ours is better. I'm
I
going
was going to
with.
say the Athletic.
We're gonna compare it to what actually happens.
Yeah,
because
I'll
that
compare that.
is going. That's
'Cause
the
that's real life.
That's the real test. Matthias Ekholm, 2 years. Speaking of a guy, 2 years left. This guy is worth keeping under the expansion draft, but you know he's going to Seattle if they don't protect him. 2 years, 3.75. He's got like 10 points or 11 points on the year in 20 games. He's a top 4 defenseman. We've already talked about him earlier in the podcast. He can penalty kill, power play if needed. He's not a great power play quarterback guy, but if you had to have a guy in a pinch do it, he can do it. He does just about anything. He's kind of like a Jeff Carter of defense. He can do literally everything, just not anything elite. Right?
Anymore. Well, Carter was elite at one point.
At
Well,
one
that's the only
point.
thing that separated the two.
Yeah, but at this point in their careers, and at 3.75, you
Carter
can
has 2 cups as
fit. You can fit Matthias Ekholm under if you really
Most
needed
teams.
to.
Most
So
teams.
the only thing with him is that like he's an easy snatch for Seattle.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy fucking snatch for Seattle. So you're giving up so much for a player you know that's going to be taken away from you.
Yeah, unless you can somehow protect him.
Yeah.
Unless
Unless you
can
have
protect him.
unless you have a way to protect him.
In which case, you're
Unless Buffalo, hey,
you're
maybe
laughing.
Buffalo's like, hey, maybe we'll trade a little bit for this guy, and we know we could keep him because our team is so abysmal.
Oh shit! I didn't know Panarin was back.
That's not a
I know.
But you,
horrible idea. I mean, he's
but you
not
know
in
what
the
I
age-
mean.
He's
Hey,
not in the age
but we
bracket.
can trade for a guy that will make our team better next year.
That might be like
Yeah, it's so
I can see
weird.
that with
It's so
Raquel,
it's
with
so
Ricardo.
weird
Yeah,
doing these
actually.
with the expansion draft coming in though.
yeah.
But yeah, but I'm sure all these GMs are doing the same thing too.
I have to be.
Yeah,
But at the same
if
time,
we're thinking about it, they're thinking about it times 10.
they've
But-
already thought about it last year.
Yeah.
if they can win a cup now, they're going to win a cup now.
Oh, exactly.
And that's and that's where their major
that's why-
mindset is.
Matthias Ekholm can help them win a cup right now, and we've already talked about him maybe going to Philadelphia. Mark said he would look really good in a Philadelphia Flyers uniform.
I would just hate.
Boston
not
Bruins, I
winning
think,
in-
too. Boston Bruins, they gave up a couple left-handed defensemen. I could even see him on, I don't know what the Jets cap situation's like, but maybe Winnipeg.
They need a fucking defenseman, yeah.
So I'm like, look at those teams for Matthias Ekholm, and I think the price currently is a first, according to multiple sources, a first round pick and 2 prospects is what Nashville David Poyle is asking, and I hope they get him because I am a Predators fan, despite them being shit.
My
Who's
next,
up next?
My next guy?
Yep.
Another Detroit Red Wing.
Detroit Red Wings.
He's going to take James Reimer's spot again on Carolina.
Okay.
Jonathan Bernier.
Alrighty.
He's been great for Detroit. He's only got a year left on his contract.
Great.
I don't think it's a lot. I
Nope.
looked it up earlier. I forget the numbers.
It must be small then.
I think it's around 3 to 4.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought it was, actually.
He's been like solid and like having numbers on Detroit is stupid. Like having solid, like his numbers this year are terrible, but like last year his numbers were, well, actually he still has a 912, so that's better than Freddy Andersen.
Correct. Statistically, you're correct.
Yes. But yeah, like I could see him getting traded for I'm just not saying Carolina alone, but like any team that's looking for another goalie going into the playoffs.
Oh, man.
But
Colorado, man. Colorado does not want to have to. Vercuz is still down. Or Francouz. France, not Vercuz. Francouz is still down. So, man, I could definitely see him going to somebody like Colorado just to make sure that
they're not playing their third string goalie.
There's teams starting games. Ottawa Center just played their third string goaltender. Leafs have been playing their third string.
He's technically
played
fourth,
their
isn't
third
he?
string. So Hutchison was the fourth string. You're right at the start of the year. Jonathan Bernier I think is a great one. Mark, do you have another one there?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on a goalie as well.
Let's do it.
Friggin' Ryan Miller.
Ryan Miller.
Ooh.
Where's he right now? Anaheim, right?
Anaheim dollars, UFA after next year, $1 million contract.
Ooh. Nothing.
That's a pretty good one, dude.
That's one you'd look at if you're like coming to the trade deadline.
He was the guy who I was hoping the Leafs would go after last year.
Oh, in the off season?
Before they picked up Campbell.
Before they got Campbell.
Oh yes, okay, gotcha.
I do remember you talking.
And he's
about
having
it
a pretty
last year.
good year this year for the Ducks again. I just don't know if I'm just checking right now. Yeah, he has no. He's got a 35 plus thing, so I don't know what that means in terms of his contract.
If he retires, they're on the hook.
Yeah. But it's $1 million UFA at the end of the year. But like you said, there's a bunch of teams that need a backup goalie.
Or even just coming up to the trade deadline. Hey, my goalie just went out for the season. I need a guy.
And everybody knows Ryan Miller had pedigree.
Ryan Miller's gonna
and
stop
he still
pucks.
plays games at fucking.
Yep.
Like.
Yep. Do we have his numbers?
Yeah, they're not great.
What are they?
319 and 891, but that's playing on Anaheim, so that's not really saying much.
He's not standing out.
I was just keeping themes of the goalies.
Yeah,
cool, man.
No, but that's definitely a guy I would look at too.
For number 2, everyone has to have a number 3 too.
But at $1 million, I think that's a really value pickup.
Even if he's just sitting on the bench, just as
that's what I mean. You have Ryan Miller as sitting on the bench.
Talk your starter down.
Yeah, it's not like you have some rookie kid going in there. Ryan Miller's been there. The nerves are going to be not the same for him as it is somebody with less experience.
I didn't know he was 40. I just looked that up.
Yeah, but you don't get backup goalies to play in the playoffs. You have him there to be safe.
I think the main
100%.
thing would be is he'd be able to talk to the starter.
Yeah.
If it's a younger goalie, he'd be able to talk him down
of the
from
available
a ledge.
available backup goalies. I think Bernie's a really good one. But I think Ryan Miller has a bit more pedigree.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, move on here. I'm going to throw out another one, and I think he's in the same situation as Ricard Raquel, that it's probably not going to happen, more likely in the offseason, but if the right package comes along, the Nashville Predators are going to get rid of Philip Forsberg. 2 years left. It's a big price tag at $6 million per season.
He's also a good player.
He's a point-per-game player in Nashville, which is incredible. He's at top line talent.
27 points, and the next best on the team has 16.
Yes, correct.
And that's Roman Josi.
Yeah, he's Forsberg, consistent goal scorer. He plays with edge. He brings multiple elements like that to the table. So the price has to be right. I don't think Nashville wants to trade him, but if you can get a package similar to what they're asking for, Matthias Ekholm for Philip Forsberg. They're probably asking for more because Philip Forsberg is.
They're going to be asking for way more.
Forsberg's
one of the
26.
primary players in the leagues, dude.
I didn't know how good of a season he was having, and considering how bad Nashville has been,
I think Forsberg
crazy.
I think Forsberg's an off-season thing. That's too hard of a deal to. Also, he might miss games based on traveling based on where
Protocol.
he gets traded.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen with any of these trades.
Trading for such a player, that thing you kind of don't want to wait on getting a brand new car.
No, you don't want to wait 2 weeks.
Well, if
or
your
whatever,
team,
or
but
the,
if your
but the
team
thing
can
is, though,
wait it doesn't matter.
But Ian, do you want to wait 2 weeks to meshes with the team?
No.
Exactly.
Except I think it's harder with a defenseman than a winger.
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah. Because the winger could almost instantly mesh based on his creativity and play style.
Dude, I think if the team sees a window open, a wide open window right now, and they have something for Philip Forsberg, but I think this is an off-season thing, but I think he deserves a spot on the trade board, the trade bait board, the big draft in hand board trade. Who's next?
Boards of trading.
Yes. Stonks.
Who's next? Ian, you got one?
Ian, you next?
I don't know.
I got one.
Fucking Taylor Hall.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think Taylor Hall could get traded because Buffalo needs draft picks because they're bad, and Taylor Hall doesn't make that team any better wasting away.
But Taylor Hall, it really hasn't proven that he deserved to be on a Stanley Cup playing team. So at the same time, at
exactly.
the same time, it's like
I would only trade him for maybe a few pucks.
Maybe okay. So an actual one. I know you guys talked about this guy earlier in the week, Garland on Arizona.
I really like Cardinal Garland, man. This guy is fucking ball.
He's so young,
the first
so
game,
I'd hate to trade him.
The first time I ever watched this guy play, he fucking... I think the first goal he ever scored in the NHL, he took a puck to the face.
What?
I remember watching that with you.
And it went in.
I feel like we were at the bar.
And his mouth was fucking spitting blood. He goes to the bench. He scored
him?
He scored 2 goals that game, and I think he scored the overtime, but I know he scored the game winner that game too.
He scored one of those face.
And like after that, I was like an instant fan of this guy. It's like every time I've had Carolina on, Arizona on, I've like specifically tried to watch this
problem
guy.
is,
how old is he?
He's still on an entry level.
They're not moving him, dude.
He's an RFA.
How old is he?
He's 25.
Yeah, they're not. Arizona can't move that guy.
His contract's only $775.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Well,
I mean,
I don't think it would be a trade deadline thing. I think it would be an off season.
Sure.
But
I just don't.
I don't
think
know. He's just a really good player to look.
And do you know why I really like this guy too? And I started watching him because he was in Arizona. You might know why, Ian.
What?
He's number 83.
Oh, good number.
Oh yeah.
Good hockey number.
Oh yeah, he's Ian and I's favorite hockey number.
Oh my god.
The most random number you can get.
Who's up next year, boys?
I got one.
Okay.
I really like this play. I freaking really like this player. He's having a pretty decent year. He's a UFA at the end of the year. He plays right wing.
Yeah.
Hard for a lot of teams to find.
Yep.
He's got a modified no trade, so you can trade him just to specific teams. Kyle Palmieri
From the New Jerseys. Okay.
Yep. Guy's basically a pure goal scorer. And every team needs one of those guys in the playoffs.
So Islanders, because Lee's out,
division.
right?
Yeah. Interdivision. Well, that means he won't have to quarantine. So yeah, that's a good possibility, but I don't know if Lou's down to trade within division though.
No,
probably not.
Well, it's maybe, man. It's with New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey doesn't matter to him.
I don't know. Could you like?
It shouldn't matter to him.
Well, like we're obviously.
What's he got? 4.6. That's hard for a team to take sometimes.
For a goal scorer like Palmieri, I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you can fit it.
Yeah,
I think that's what he is saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, all these are if you can fit it somehow.
That's why he's going on the thing.
Yep.
But like when you look at teams too, a lot of teams lower end contracts are like they're all RFAs, and nobody's gonna give up their RFAs to teams.
No,
especially in an expansion.
No, guys that they can protect, they're gonna make sure that they.
Unless they're very specific, like a certain couple that might get traded.
Yeah, the situational. Very situated. Kyle Palmieri, yeah, I've seen those on a lot of the other boards too. He's probably one of the bigger chips coming out of New Jersey, and New Jersey can get a good package.
You've seen Paul, yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. I think he's deserved.
Yeah, I like Palmieri on
the board.
He's been consistent. He's been consistent every like even when New Jersey was bad, he was still putting up this like the same average in goals.
Yep.
So I really like him.
And I don't think he's a guy that necessarily needs to be on a top line to be successful, or needs to be on power play 1 to be successful. No,
I think he's just a good all-around player, but with a lot more offensive upside than people think on a good team.
I'm going to go to one guy that does not have much offensive upside, but he's a right-handed defenseman, and everybody likes those.
Way to fucking change the subject.
Yep. I had to scratch and claw to try to find really anyone on Ottawa that was worthwhile. So I'm going to put on Eric Goodbranson. He's got 1 year at 4. He's not a flashy player, but physical, league veteran. And if you need a right-handed defenseman because you have injuries on the blue line, or if you're worried about injuries on your right side, Ottawa has to move out some guys.
What's Goodbranson's contract?
1 year, 4.
So
left.
I'm gonna counter you.
Yep.
And just completely mic drop you and say Sammy Vatanen into the Devils at $2 million.
Mm-hmm. Does he bring the same stuff that Goodbranson does?
He's just an all-around better defenseman. But he doesn't bring that physicality. But he's
he's a different defenseman.
He's a play driver, though.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's a different defenseman.
I would rather have a play driver than what
if you don't need a play driver, though.
Yeah, Sammy Vatanen I got on my list as well.
Yeah.
Is he right? Is he right?
Who?
Right-handed?
Yeah.
He's right-handed? There you go. I think Sammy Vatanen does play both sides, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he does. But I just, if I make it seem I usually have my Goodbranson, if I could get a play driver for $2 million, I would take it out any chance a day before I would trade for Goodbranson at whatever fucking absurd.
Yeah, but if you need that little
it's
extra
just that
grit,
Goodbranson, that price for Goodbranson
it's a lot.
is absurd to me.
Yeah, it is a lot.
That's a lot of money.
It's absurd to me.
It is.
And you will need to convince Melnick to take that.
No, you won't. You just don't take it. That's it.
Yeah, but
that's it. You just
Dorian
don't.
won't give them to you.
But I mean, those guys do two different things for you.
But
I think Sammy Vatanen's an excellent.
But okay, I'll also go to this too. Vatanen's going to cost you almost a second or a first. Goodbranson's going to cost you like a sixth.
Yes, 100%. The price is just less. It's sick. It's like you want a fourth?
The price, but yeah, I know. It's just like fuck.
Yep, absolutely. Ian, got another one there for us?
Sorry, we kind of got a little 2-in-1 there.
Yeah. I'll go back to Detroit. I'm gonna throw in 3 guys on Detroit.
This team.
Yeah.
Robbie Fabry, still young, under $3 million.
I like that. Is he UFA or RFA?
He's still got 2 years on his contract. UFA.
Okay.
Under 3.
I think he'd be a good. Sorry, I'm gonna.
Go
I think he'd be a good guy to expose to Seattle too in a draft with 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Next.
No, if you're a good team, you don't technically need Kadri Fabry next year, but you might just need him to expose him.
You want him for the playoffs this year. And
I like him just because he hasn't really broken out yet, and I think he still could. So at the same time, I don't want Detroit to get rid of him.
On a good team like Tampa or Toronto, that'd be a great exposure piece.
Yes. Next, I have Vlad Nemestikov. Vladislav Nemestikov. He's got $2 million, 2 years
He's a
again.
good center.
He's doing okay, but he's not.
He was injured to start the season too.
Yeah,
and he's okay. And then Sam Gagner.
And Sam.
Yeah, I think I brought up Sam Gagner earlier.
Under $850,000.
Sam Gagner is going to win you the cup.
And I think he had a hat trick recently or some shit. He had a night, but he's not gonna all these guys aren't gonna be guys that are gonna win you the cup, but they're might be a piece.
They're a little piece that can block a puck late in a game for you if you want to. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go with Nashville again here, and another 1-year contract, 3.75. Mikael Granlund.
Oh, Granlund, yeah.
Versatile forward. He can play wing or center. He'll get a lot of interest. I can't imagine him not moving out of Nashville if they decide to sell at the trade deadline. Same with Holla. There's a couple centers that can go to contenders. Everyone's going to be looking for a center. I think any contending team needs a center. So there you go, Mikael Granlund, 7.75 mil.
Yep.
Mark, who do you got next year?
On my list?
Yeah.
I got Boone Jenner on the. I know we talked about him on another pod. I got Boone Jenner.
Yep.
I just think he's such a valuable third line center that it's going to cost a lot to take him from Columbus, because Columbus, if they're going to get rid of him, it means they're exposing themselves to a rebuild.
But they know how valuable he is.
And if you do have him, he's going to be taken for sure by Thing. But I think Boone Jenner is the difference. Do you know how kind of Maroon and Coleman were kind of like those things to get Tampa over the top? I think having a guy like
Coleman and Goodrow, yeah,
with Maroon kind of got Tampa over that bubble to becoming
they built
that
a
team
third line for the playoffs
to get them over the cup. I think when you have a Boone Jenner on your team and you're a team like, I'm literally holding my fingers like an inch apart, like that close, Boone Jenner gets you to that level.
Agreed.
Just because of where he's going to fit in your lineup if you're a good team.
You know who else could get you to that level?
Who?
I think
Riley and Jonesy.
I think if you want to be at this level, and you
JJ Frankie JJ.
JJ Frankie JJ.
I think out of Columbus as well, another right-handed defenseman. I've got David Savard on my list.
Oh yeah, he was a monster.
He was probably top on my list.
So 1 year, 7.25,
and he frustrated the hell out of me.
4.25. Not. But
you said, we were talking before. You said that Columbus really wants to keep this guy, and if I'm Columbus, these guys don't grow on trees. I want to keep him.
No,
too.
That's like a Muzzin.
And they developed Savard as well.
Yeah,
it's not like he came from somewhere and he got good on Columbus.
He's been on
Columbus for a damn fucking long time. This guy was grew up there.
We should have done this as a separate episode.
He created himself as a player there.
You're right.
And he dicked the Leafs last year.
He's a huge shutdown defenseman, 20 minutes easy, physical, right-handed defenseman. They're going to want to resign him, but if they if someone pays the right price, man,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a few huge
Always the right price.
defensemen that are available. Him and Ekholm are sort of the cream of the crop defense, just like Forsberg and Raquel. Like they're sort of the cream of the crop that are available out there.
Well, Forsberg's a little better than Raquel, but yeah, up there.
Yep, there you go. Anyone else got one?
Yeah, I got still a few more guys.
Okay.
Really?
Okay, Mark, go ahead.
So
Ian, do you have any left?
No, I'm
Okay.
Well, I could figure someone out, but there's no point at this point.
if the Flyers start falling out,
Yeah.
I think they're going to trade Scott Laughton, 1 year UFA,
Oh, Philly.
$2.3 million.
Okay.
The guy's a friggin' wrecking ball of a player. I know the Flyers kind of want to re-sign this guy, but
Yep.
I think you could get a damn plethora of good things in return for him.
So you're sort of this is if Philadelphia is not in the playoff hunt when in a month in April.
And
12th.
it hurts me to say this because, it doesn't hurt me to say this because this guy's game will bring the Flyers a great friggin' return.
Yep.
But it just would suck not watching this guy play anymore on the Flyers team because he's that good of a player.
Right.
He's an like Boone. He's an unbelievable mid-tier player that brings he brings that edge that gets your team to the next level. Former World Junior captain of Team Canada as well.
Yeah, people would recognize his name.
Yeah.
It's just NHL wise, you recognize Boone Jenner more than Lawton.
Well, yeah, because Lawton's only been a third, fourth liner in the NHL his whole career, and he gets slotted up and down. He was a great player for the Flyers in the play. He's actually probably the Flyers' best player in the playoffs.
He's also got
last year.
72 hits in 22 games.
Yeah, he's a wrecking ball.
Menace.
Yeah, I would hate to see him go, and Michael Raffle as well on the Flyers. They're just two guys who bring a lot of different skill, a bunch of skill sets to the team at a low cost. Or they'll probably be a high cost, but their cost to a team is low.
Yeah.
In terms of salary, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotcha. Anyone else on your list there, Mark? I'll load the list. My list is done. We've hit all the guys that are on my trade bait list.
Really?
Yep. I didn't want to list everybody. These are the guys that I would want on from those teams, and I had without saying every team that was in the playoffs was a
I got a
was
guy
seller.
who's already been traded this year, and I think Patrick Laine could go again.
See, Patrick Laine traded twice in a season, and people are still being like, "Hey, man, he's probably better than Austin Matthews."
I just think there's a few teams that have been shot in the foot, like the Islanders or a team like Tampa Bay, because they don't have Kucherov, can fit that contract somehow in their fucking.
So 1 year left until he's a
Tampa's
restricted.
got a plethora of goodness in their team too that they could trade away as well.
Good move. And I mean,
as
you could say that maybe was he benched last game, or did he just not play the last 7 minutes? I guess that's up to interpretation.
and
but that's
do we
an
think
interesting
Laine
relationship.
is worth more or less than Dubois now?
I think Winnipeg Jets won that trade currently. Yeah.
And that's with Columbus getting Roslovic as well.
Their first line are ex-Jets. It's Laine and Roslovic in Columbus.
And Winnipeg won that trade.
I think Winnipeg won that trade. Yeah.
What we saw of Dubois, he looked good in the Leaf games.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to be the play.
Doesn't have to be the guy. He's not the star player. He's not like, oh shit, we need something done. Better look at this guy. It's just like, well, Dubois didn't get a point this game. That's why Columbus lost. It's like, well, now he's on Winnipeg, where it really doesn't matter.
I think it's a little crazy to have Laine on the trade bait board, but you know what? Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
And if they can flip into a guy who, if Columbus decides they really need to do a rebuild, because that might happen if you out Savard, out Laine now.
Yeah, I'm also got
Boone
a guy.
Jenner.
I'm gonna throw Patrick Marleau out there for fun.
Are we doing funsies once?
Marleau.
No, well, he's been traded the last couple deadlines, and
From
I'm pretty
San
sure there's
Jose.
some team that's gonna want. He's at 700,000. I'm sure there's gonna be some team that wants him on their taxi squad.
Someone's going to come calling.
Somebody's gonna want him on their taxi squad.
Because I don't think,
And he wants a cup.
Yeah, I don't think San Jose's in the playoffs right now, so I think they're going to be sellers too.
That it?
I don't really have any more.
No, that's good.
Cool.
Because I could see I could see a team ask for Athanasiou again. He's 1 year RFA
Oh, on LA, yeah.
on LA. There's a bunch of players I could think go, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of trades just because of COVID.
I agree. I don't think I think it's.
But
I think
if
it's gonna
there's
be
no
tough.
COVID, there would be a fucking damn. I think it'd be a wild trade deadline this year.
And you could either blame COVID or you can blame the salary cap being flat. If so facto, it's COVID's fault.
I think teams would find a way to get things to fit under the salary cap. Well, the salary cap, it's not like the little bit the salary cap would go up this year would really
No,
make a big difference
not
into this
not
season.
really. Not really. That's
Maybe
a big
2
list.
years down the road, but not this year.
That's a big list. I'm going to see if I can tweet this out or
I think it's a pretty
post it
damn good
somewhere.
list. I'd like to see, like, I'm not going to compare, but I'd like to see like what other
See what actually happens.
What
to me.
happens? You know what, guys?
experts think are going to get traded.
We can always add to this list as time goes on, but
And
these
we
guys
probably
are on our
will.
list right now, our
Oh,
trade
yeah.
day list. And
Well,
Next, we got
I'm
2
pretty
weeks.
sure Nylander's going to be on this one soon.
oh, the fact that we haven't put Nylander or all the Toronto Maple
Greg,
Leafs
just
on
put
this list.
Nylander on there just for funsies.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, we should.
In bold letters.
In bold, capital letters, William Nylander.
A bigger font size too.
Boys, anything else to add? Anything else to add to the trade bait list or anything else to add before we close out the episode?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Here's what we're going to do.
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff. Okay, last minute here. This next Sunday, we are going to be doing a fantasy hockey mid-season episode, kind of like a fantasy hockey booster pack, where we're going to give you some ideas.
And we're going to make fun of our incorrect picks.
Our incorrect picks and some of our correct picks.
Our boosts.
From the earlier preseason fantasy hockey rankings.
And we're pretty more correct than incorrect, aren't we?
We have a lot of good takes, actually, from those packs.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to hear from you as well. So send us a message, send us a DM or a
fuck,
tweet.
My boots are stuck together.
Tweet's probably easiest.
And yeah, or message us. And if you have any questions regarding any players that maybe you're looking to trade, maybe you're looking to hang on to, maybe you're wondering, hey, should I hang on to this guy? If you have any questions about fantasy hockey for the rest of the season, send us a message. We'll get to it. We'll either incorporate it in the episode or we might even put a pack together at the end with some sort of mail-in questions. That'll come out. The episode should be available next Sunday or Monday. We're probably recording it Sunday, so you have about a week to send those in. So we're excited to do that. And boys,
Yep.
Wait, I got one more. So if you're also down to watch an idiot play video games, I started streaming myself on Twitch.
what's your Twitch?
Hull9283.
Follow Mark
Yeah.
Follow Mark.
on Twitch.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good at golf sometimes, but then I'm more entertaining when I got beers in me, but I'm not good at those games.
Until next time, boys.
See ya.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter @DraftInHand.